Lin Shi's mind was temporarily in chaos. But he immediately remembered something. He snapped his eyes open and shot up from his seat. Startled, his deskmate Chen Dong kindly asked, "Lin Shi, did you have a nightmare? Hurry up and wipe your face. Class is about to start. The homeroom teacher will be here soon." Lin Shi looked around the classroom, feeling both strange and familiar. Seeing his deskmate's youthful face beside him, he immediately began to check his memories. He quickly realized his brain felt sluggish, lacking its former clarity. Memories kept jumping around in his head, but Lin Shi soon realized that he was now just an ordinary person. Ordinary people didn't possess the cognitive power and memory of evolved beings, nor could they sift through their memories like them. Heaven and Earth reversal. I've returned. Lin Shi stopped worrying about his memories. He looked anxiously at his deskmate and asked, "What year is it?" Chen Dong was startled by Lin Shi's intense gaze. He just took a nap. Why did Lin Shi look so different? But he still answered, "It's 2021. Lin Shi's eyes flashed as he remembered something. He immediately patted himself down. Soon, he found a phone hidden in his pocket and turned on the screen. The time displayed was September 10th, 2021. 8 years ago. He had returned to 8 years ago. When he activated the Heaven and Earth reversal, it was the 5th year of the apocalypse. Now, it was 3 years before the apocalypse began. He had returned right at the start of his freshman year. Lin Shi held the phone, his hands trembling. Right before activating the Heaven and Earth reversal, he had finally learned the truth about the survival pillar. It turned out that the so-called survival war was nothing but a conspiracy to harvest materials from the living creatures of this world. The survival war was a scam, an earth-shattering conspiracy. This time, he absolutely wouldn't let humanity's fate repeat the same mistakes. Lin Shi hurriedly checked the status of the treasure basin and found its interface was still there. He immediately checked on Demon King and the other origin beasts in the space. One look, and he was shocked. The living space was filled with a bloody mist, fresh blood splattered everywhere. The number of origin beasts had dropped from several thousand to less than 100. Fortunately, Lin Shi immediately spotted Demon King lying calmly with a few wolves in a corner of the space. Seeing that Demon King was safe and sound, Lin Shi breathed a sigh of relief. Then, he took a tally of the surviving origin beasts. Demon King, Little White, Long-Armed Ape, Clouded Leopard, and Tyrant were all still there. So were Ji and Hua. In addition, 21 of Demon King's old subordinates, over a dozen of Clouded Leopards, and a few of Long-Armed Apes were still alive. Out of the panda group, only a few newborn cubs remained. As for the other origin beasts, like the polar rabbit that often helped Lin Shi find mutated herbs, the giant ape, Tyrant's mate, Little Gray, and Demon King's left and right-hand men, they had all disappeared. This was no small loss for Lin Shi. But in reality, his initial goal was just to protect Demon King. Being able to keep so many origin beasts had exceeded his expectations and was a pleasant surprise. Lin Shi then checked the supplies in the vacuum space. The corpses of 2 Tier 8 origin beasts, the Gerfalcon and the Titan Python, were still there, along with a few Tier 7 origin beasts and the remaining supplies. However, now that he had returned to the pre-apocalypse era, those other supplies weren't as important. The most crucial things were the origin beast corpses in the space, the tens of thousands of gene potions he had asked Li Xinke to prepare, and the over 100 tons of gold he had transferred from the base's vault. This gold was meant to upgrade the treasure basin in case its level dropped after using the Heaven and Earth reversal to return to the past. However, the treasure basin's level hadn't changed after he returned to 8 years ago, so this gold could only be used for other purposes. Just then, Lin Shi noticed an exclamation mark on the treasure basin's interface, signaling a new notification. Lin Shi opened the treasure basin interface, and an exclamation mark prompt popped up. Heaven and Earth reversal activated successfully. Host has returned to 8 years ago. The Heaven and Earth reversal function is permanently sealed for the host. Note: Heaven and Earth reversal can retain the host's memories and the items within the treasure basin. However, there is a small probability that some other individuals may also retain their memories of that time. Lin Shi closed the notification. An unexpected situation. However, even if others retained their memories, 8 years later, it wouldn't affect him much. Right now, even though he had reverted to an ordinary person, he could still rely on the materials in his space, the beast corpses and gene potions, to quickly return to Tier 8, or even become stronger. As for the others who thought they had been reborn, they didn't have a cheat like the treasure basin. At most, they could only hoard some supplies. Not to mention, the treasure basin had clearly stated that this was a very small probability. Lin Shi stopped dwelling on it and focused on the present. He opened WeChat to take a look. The first message was from Lin Mingjin, sent early in the morning. Asterisk Lin Mingjin. I've already left the house. I'm going to inspect the factory today. Remember to eat the breakfast Mom prepared for you when you wake up. Asterisk Lin Shi shot up from his chair. Asterisk inspect the factory. Asterisk. Today was the day Lin Mingjin died in his previous life. He hadn't expected that right after activating the heaven and earth reversal, he would return to this exact day. In his agitation, Lin Shi felt someone gently nudge him. He looked over. It was his desk mate, Chen Dong. Lin Shi recalled that Chen Dong was his middle school classmate. They were quite close back then. But later, because Lin Mingjin died on this very day, Lin Shi fell into a deep depression. Zhao Xiao and that crowd took the opportunity to approach him, and he ended up getting closer to them. Chen Dong had repeatedly advised Lin Shi not to hang out with Zhao Xiao, but at the time, Lin Shi was completely brainwashed by those guys and wouldn't listen. Because of that, Lin Shi and Chen Dong drifted further and further apart, eventually going their separate ways. But right now, Lin Shi didn't have time to overthink. He had to go save Lin Mingjin, his adoptive father, and Lin Rongxuan's right-hand man. Lin Shi, what's wrong? Homeroom teacher Mu Wei, sitting at the podium, noticed Lin Shi suddenly stand up. Lin Shi just remembered he was in class. The whole class looked at him, including Zhao Xiao, Su Feifei, and other familiar faces, all staring at him curiously, wondering what he was up to. If it were the old Lin Shi, he would have definitely been nervous under that scrutinizing gaze. But now, he was no longer a teenager. Lin Shi thought of a few plans, then suddenly bent over, clutching his stomach. Teacher, my stomach hurts so much. This was a fairly strict high school. The campus was locked down during class hours. If he suddenly asked for leave due to family matters, the teacher would ask about his family situation, and his cover would be blown. Lin Shi could also just run straight out of the classroom under everyone's watchful eyes and jump the school wall, but that would be too flashy and unnecessary. But if he faked a sudden stomachache, the teacher would immediately call his emergency contact. And Lin Shi's emergency contact could only be Lin Mingjin. Lin Mingjin cared deeply about Lin Shi and would definitely drop everything to come pick him up. Therefore, faking an illness so the teacher would directly notify Lin Mingjin was the fastest way. Sure enough, homeroom teacher Mu Wei immediately stepped down from the podium to check on Lin Shi's condition. It hurts so much. Lin Shi lay on the ground, curling up, pretending to be in excruciating pain. Mu Wei immediately grew anxious. She bent down, hoisted him onto her back, and told the class, "Study on your own for now. I'm taking Lin Shi to the infirmary." Mu Wei carried Lin Shi to the infirmary, but it lacked proper equipment and could only handle minor ailments. Lin Shi faked acute appendicitis. The nurse suspected it might be acute appendicitis and immediately told the homeroom teacher to notify Lin Shi's parents to take him to the hospital. Mu Wei didn't doubt it. She rushed back to the office, found Lin Shi's emergency contact number, and called Lin Mingjin. At the Tianqi New Energy Factory, Lin Mingjin had just heard the factory manager say that the chairman of Tianqi New Energy, the big boss of the company, was coming down to inspect the factory and told him to get ready. Lin Mingjin was about to turn off his phone to fully cooperate with the inspection when it suddenly rang. Seeing the call was from Lin Shi's homeroom teacher, Lin Mingjin froze for a moment, then immediately answered. "Hello." The voice on the phone sounded anxious. "Is this Lin Shi's parent?" "Yes, speaking. I'm Lin Shi's homeroom teacher. He seems to have acute appendicitis. I'm taking him to the hospital. Can you come right away?" "Teacher, please wait a moment. I'm on my way to the hospital right now." Lin Mingjin's face showed clear anxiety. Lin Shi was more important than his own life. More importantly, Lin Shi's identity couldn't be exposed. Since childhood, whenever Lin Shi got sick, Lin Mingjin only dared to take him to private hospitals. If Lin Shi went to a public hospital and had a blood test, his identity might be discovered by the Qi family through blood relations. Even though the leadership was about to inspect, Lin Mingjin couldn't care less about anything else right now. He immediately stripped off his work clothes and ran toward the factory gate. The factory manager, who had just told Lin Mingjin about the upcoming inspection, saw him rushing out without his work clothes and called out to him. Lin Mingjin, where are you going? Being called out, Lin Mingjin anxiously and apologetically said, Factory manager, I need to take a leave of absence. Something happened to my son at school. I have to go to the hospital. Please have someone else take my place for today's inspection. No, leave is not approved. The person inspecting today is the chairman of Tianqi New Energy, your direct superior. Shin Fanren, the direct superior, had specifically requested Lin Mingjin's presence. How could the factory manager let Lin Mingjin leave? He pointed at his nose and said, This inspection concerns the future plans of our factory. You can leave after the inspection is over. Otherwise, consider it a severe dereliction of duty. Don't even think about keeping this job. I'm sorry, factory manager. I only have one son. I absolutely have to go. Please ask Mr. Wang to cover for me, Lin Mingjin said. Mr. Wang was another electrical engineer. He knew doing this would likely displease his superiors and might even get him fired. But what job was more important than Lin Shi? After saying that, Lin Mingjin hurriedly walked toward the gate. Lin Mingjin, stop right there. If you leave today, you're fired. As an electrical engineer for Tianqi New Energy, your annual salary is in the 6 figures. This position is something others wouldn't even dare to dream of. He used the job to threaten him, a severe warning. He thought Lin Mingjin would stop, apologize, and give up. But unexpectedly, as soon as he finished speaking, Lin Mingjin kept walking, even faster than before. I'm sorry, factory manager. My son is very important to me. I'm sorry. Seeing Lin Mingjin not even bother to turn around, Pan Zhongming felt his authority being severely challenged. He imagined the scene of Lin Mingjin leaving. The chairman would think he couldn't even handle this small matter, maybe even think he was incompetent. If that happened, he, the factory manager, would be in trouble. Thinking of this, Pan Zhongming's face turned bright red. He panted as he chased him to the gate. Seeing Lin Mingjin about to escape, he yelled at the security guards, Stop him. Don't let him leave. Hearing this, the security guards immediately used their batons to block Lin Mingjin. The security guards at Tianqi New Energy weren't your average guards or ordinary veterans. They were hired from a professional security company with high salaries. If it were an ordinary person, they would definitely be stopped. But he wasn't. Especially at this moment. Even though he was in a rush, he still noticed something unusual. A leader was coming for an inspection. Why was the factory manager trying so hard to keep him here? After many years of peaceful living, Lin Mingjin hadn't forgotten the mission he carried. His heart burned with anxiety, his first reaction being the suspicion that his identity had been exposed. Seeing the security guards rushing at him, Lin Mingjin slightly dodged. With a few deft movements, he evaded them. The guards couldn't even touch the hem of his clothes. Lin Mingjin ran out of the factory gate and quickly left. The guards were about to chase after him, but were called back by Pan Zhongming. You useless trash. You can't even hold down one person. Stop chasing. But this was a society governed by law. Outside the factory, there were surveillance cameras everywhere. They couldn't just arbitrarily arrest someone in broad daylight. Especially for a large company like Tianqi New Energy, there were definitely countless eyes watching. Return to your posts and resume your duties. Unable to stop Lin Mingjin, Pan Zhongming had no choice but to resentfully return to his office and report the situation to his superior. Hello, President Shin? This is Little Pan. I'm so sorry, President Shun. Lin Mingjin, the man you asked for, I don't know what's wrong with him today. He said his son had an accident at school and ran out of the factory. Yes, he's no longer in the factory right now. I'm sorry, boss. Yes, I'm useless. This is my fault. I threatened him, but he wouldn't listen. Yes, I know I'll fire this idiot. What? I'm the idiot? The inspection is postponed to tomorrow? Make him come back to work? Okay, I understand, President Shun. As for Lin Mingjin, after leaving the factory, he saw no one chasing him. He breathed a sigh of relief and realized he had overreacted. It definitely wasn't the Qi family discovering his identity. Perhaps this factory inspection was just very important, which was why the factory manager had acted like that. But that didn't matter. As long as his identity wasn't exposed, He had to get to the school quickly. Not long after, Lin Mingjun arrived at Lin Shi's school. Seeing Lin Shi lying on the school infirmary bed, his head covered in sweat, his heart clenched, and he hurriedly ran to Lin Shi's side. "Dad's here." Lin Shi was trying to fake his pain on one side, while using his consciousness in the living space to calm Demon King on the other. Hearing Lin Mingjun's voice, he immediately opened his eyes wide. What met his eyes was Lin Mingjun's face, which he hadn't seen in 16 years. That face was now filled with worry and sorrow. In an instant, countless long dusty memories flooded Lin Shi's mind. In his previous life, Lin Mingjun was like an ordinary father, raising Lin Shi. The first time Lin Shi went to the park, the first time he ate an ice cream cone, the first time he learned to run, the first time he rode a bike, all those memories were deeply imprinted with Lin Mingjun's figure. Before knowing his true identity, Lin Shi had always considered Lin Mingjun his biological father. Losing his father suddenly at 16 was an unforgettable pain for Lin Shi at the time. Seeing Lin Mingjun again, Lin Shi blurted out, "Dad." Hey, I'll take you to the hospital right now." Lin Mingjun put Lin Shi on his back. Homeroom teacher Mu Wei hurriedly helped. Teacher Mu Wei was about to go to the hospital with Lin Mingjun, but was declined by him. "Thank you, teacher. Leave him to me now. You can go back to class." Hearing the parents say that, Teacher Mu Wei couldn't conveniently stay. She gave a few instructions and let Lin Mingjun carry Lin Shi away. Lin Mingjun carried Lin Shi out of the school. Because he left the factory in such a hurry, he didn't bring his car. Now, carrying Lin Shi, his only option was to hail a taxi. Lin Shi patted Lin Mingjun's back. "Dad, I'm fine. Put me down. I can walk." Lin Mingjun froze for a moment, but didn't put him down. "Stop trying to be tough right now. Tell me immediately if you feel uncomfortable anywhere. Dad definitely won't let anything happen to you. I'm really fine. I was lying to the teacher earlier." Half believing and half doubting, Lin Mingjun put Lin Shi down. Seeing Lin Shi standing straight, his face showing no signs of pain, his anger flared up. He had been tricked. He might even lose his job. Any parent would be furious if this happened to them, finding it hard to resist scolding their child. But Lin Mingjun understood Lin Shi quite well. Even though Lin Shi knew how to lie when he was little, he had never done anything this extreme. He grabbed Lin Shi's arm. "Let's go home first. We'll talk when we get home." "No, let's not go home. Let's find somewhere to talk." Half an hour later, Lin Shi led Lin Mingjun to a deserted beach. Before coming here, Lin Shi had Lin Mingjun check his person. He stored all his Tianqi company phones, personal phones, Lin Shi's phone, and other electronic devices in a temporary locker, prepared some cash, and then took a taxi with Lin Mingjun to this desolate beach dozens of kilometers away from home. Lin Mingjun looked at Lin Shi with a serious expression. His eyes were mature and calm. He suddenly realized that the son he had known for 16 years was suddenly different today. It was like he had become a different person. After making sure there was no surveillance around and the area was deserted, Lin Shi finally faced Lin Mingjun and said, "Actually, you're not my biological father, right?" Lin Shi spoke in a serious tone. Lin Mingjun's whole body jolted, his expression changing slightly, but he quickly controlled it. "Who told you that? Why wouldn't I be your father?" Lin Shi smiled faintly. "Because my name is Lin Rongshuan, and you are Lin Zhong, my father's subordinate." Right. Getting straight to the point upon meeting, Lin Shi still had a lot to do and needed absolutely loyal people to help him. Lin Mingjun was the one entrusted by Lin Rongshuan to protect him and the treasure basin. He was absolutely loyal and would stand by his side. If he didn't explain everything clearly, Lin Mingjun would very likely be killed by Shin Fanrin and his son again. Therefore, he had to tell Lin Mingjun about this. Hearing Lin Shi say his master Lin Rongshuan's name and his own real name, Lin Mingjun's calm face finally broke. He blurted out, "How do you know?" At this moment, Lin Mingjun suddenly became wary of Lin Shi. He slowly took a step back and asked sternly, "Who are you? Where am I?" Lin Shi blinked a few times. He was a bit surprised by Lin Mingjun's reaction, to think he was considered an imposter. But it made sense. His sudden strange behavior at school had deceived Lin Mingjun. He had also put away both of their phones, secretly brought Lin Mingjun here, and his demeanor and tone were completely different from a 16-year-old boy. It was normal for Lin Mingjun to be suspicious. Lin Shi said slowly. Dad, listen to me. I am Lin Shi. I can't be faked. Lin Shi started recounting a few childhood stories that only the two of them knew. But Lin Mingjin still didn't let his guard down. After all, memories were something that could be extracted if enemies captured the real Lin Shi. Seeing that Lin Mingjin still didn't believe him, Lin Shi had no choice but to use his ultimate move. The treasure basin, Lin Shi said. I've unlocked the treasure basin. Lin Shi turned to face the sea. Out of thin air, a chubby, bewildered-looking rat appeared in his arms. The treasure basin has the ability to reverse time. I came back from 8 years in the future. Originally, you would have been killed today by people from Tianqi New Energy while inspecting the factory. Lin Mingjin looked in disbelief at the rat, the size of a wash basin, that had appeared in Lin Shi's arms. In his ears rang Lin Shi's account of what had happened in his previous life. Lin Shi talked about Lin Mingjin's death, how he inherited Lin Mingjin's premarital assets, Lu Siyue's remarriage, how Lin Shi befriended Zhao Xiao and the others, all the way to the apocalypse, and how Lin Shi accidentally exposed the treasure basin in the 8th year of the apocalypse, ultimately being killed by Shun Jinbin and Lu Siyue. Afraid that Lin Mingjin would have a hard time digesting it all at once, Lin Shi first recounted the events of his previous life. He told it in great detail. An ordinary person couldn't possibly make up such a perfect story unless they were a writer or a master of tall tales. From his familiar expressions and many unconscious habits that Lin Mingjin recognized, Lin Shi was indeed Lin Shi. It was just that he wasn't the Lin Shi from before, but a Lin Shi who had experienced the apocalypse and returned from the dead. You really unlocked the treasure basin and returned from 8 years in the future? Lin Shi nodded. I've also met my biological father. Lin Shi mentioned a few things related to Lin Rongxuan. Lin Mingjin almost completely believed Lin Shi's words now. Hearing Lin Shi mention his master's name again, his old eyes grew red. Master, is he still doing well? Actually, not very well. Lin Shi talked about the dark shadow in Lin Rongxuan's mind. Lin Rongxuan's condition was still very serious. After settling Lin Mingjin's affairs, he would immediately level up and go to Europe to find Lin Rongxuan and Lin Siyuan. Lin Mingjin previously knew that Lin Rongxuan's health was poor, but he hadn't expected it to be this serious. Young master, you've returned. What's the next plan? I'll follow your every command, Lin Mingjin said decisively, about to kneel before Lin Shi, but Lin Shi quickly stopped him. He frowned at Lin Mingjin. What are you doing? You raised me. This debt of gratitude is no less than the debt of giving me life. Whether I have a biological father or not, you are still my dad. We'll just be like we were before. Young master. Hearing Lin Shi say this, Lin Mingjin felt his entire life had been worth it. What right did he have to be entrusted with such a heavy responsibility by his master, to become the young master's adoptive father? How did he get such a blessing? Even when the young master knew he wasn't his biological son, he was still willing to call him dad. All these years, he had never forgotten his identity. From now on, just call me Xiao Shi. Lin Shi corrected Lin Mingjin's form of address. Lin Mingjin nodded repeatedly, wiping away his tears. Right, I can't expose the young master's identity. From now on, you don't need to go to work anymore. If they use work or other reasons to deny your resignation, just take a long leave of absence. You can't go back to Tianqi New Energy. Otherwise, who knows when you'll be in danger. Lin Shi needed to find a safe place to restore his strength, so he had to settle Lin Mingjin's affairs first. Lin Mingjin nodded. How should we handle Lu Siyue? Do you need me to take action? Lin Mingjin's eyes flashed with killing intent, and he immediately made a throat-slitting gesture. Knowing that Lu Siyue had gone too far, colluding with her lover to kill him, and even wanting to kill Lin Shi, whatever lingering affection Lin Mingjin had for Lu Siyue completely vanished. Only disgust and murderous intent remained in his heart. Seeing Lin Mingjin so decisive, Lin Shi was very satisfied. He needed people who were decisive and absolutely loyal by his side to help him. Lu Siyue was Qin Shuang's biological mother. The two hadn't met yet. In his previous life, because of Qin Shuang, Lu Siyue lived a life worse than death. Lin Shi wouldn't deal with Lu Siyue himself. As for Qin Shuang, her feelings for Lu Siyue were also very complicated. If Lin Mingjin wanted revenge, Lin Shi wouldn't stop him. As long as you want it, just kill her. But now that Lin Shi had agreed, Lin Mingjun hesitated. Who knew what he was thinking? He said, "All right, there's no rush to kill a woman." Lin Mingjun knew that Tianqi New energy wasn't as simple as it appeared on the surface. He had seen people who had unlocked their genes in the company. Working at Tianqi New Energy for many years, besides hiding his tracks to raise a family, there was another reason. He discovered that Tianqi New Energy was secretly researching biological genetics, even seemingly creating evolved creatures using gene energy. It was a massive monster hidden very deeply. Understanding the terrifying nature of Tianqi New Energy, Lin Mingjun had also harbored the idea of borrowing the company's power to fight against the Qi family. It was just that before this plan could be implemented, he died of unknown causes in his previous life. "Go do your thing. I'll handle that woman myself." Lin Mingjun planned to solve the Lu Siyue problem himself. He couldn't let Lu Siyue cause trouble and threaten Lin Shi. Protecting Lin Shi and securing the treasure basin, that was his most important mission. Everything else had to make way for Lin Shi. Lin Shi nodded. Lin Mingjun wasn't someone without schemes. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been entrusted with such a heavy responsibility by Lin Rongshuan. Anyway, whatever Lin Mingjun did, he had his back. "It's getting late, let's go back." They had talked so much that the sky had grown dark. Ji was recalled into the space. Lin Shi and Lin Mingjun went to retrieve their phones and the items they had stored. When Lin Mingjun picked up his phone, the screen showed over a dozen missed calls. Among them, 3 were from Lu Siyue, 6 from Lin Shi's homeroom teacher, and the remaining dozen or so were all from factory manager Pan Zhoming. Lin Shi glanced at it and said, "Call your homeroom teacher back first. Tell him I'm receiving treatment at the hospital. If he wants to visit, decline." He obviously wasn't going back to school anymore. Therefore, asking for sick leave was just the first step. Lin Mingjun called Lin Shi's homeroom teacher back, tactfully explaining that Lin Shi had to be hospitalized for treatment. Sure enough, homeroom teacher Mu Wei wanted to visit Lin Shi at the hospital. Lin Mingjun politely found an excuse to decline Mu Wei. After hanging up, Lin Mingjun called Lu Siyue back, saying he wouldn't be home for dinner. Lu Siyue asked anxiously over the phone, "What happened today? I heard you ran out of the factory, and the factory manager even called here." Lin Mingjun turned on the speakerphone, so Lin Shi could also hear Lu Siyue speaking. Hearing this, Lin Mingjun and Lin Shi exchanged a glance. Lin Mingjun replied, "Xiao Shi had acute appendicitis today, so I took him to the hospital." Having lived together for over 10 years, Lu Siyue naturally knew how much Lin Mingjun cared about Lin Shi. "How is he now? What did the doctor say? Do you need me to come over?" "It's just a minor surgery, nothing serious." "Don't worry, you don't need to come over." Lin Mingjun spoke in a normal tone. Over the phone, Lu Siyue seemed used to Lin Mingjun frequently taking Lin Shi to the hospital alone. She replied, "That's good then. Oh right, remember to call your factory manager back. He seemed to have something very important to talk to you about." I know." Lin Mingjun hung up. Lin Shi signaled for Lin Mingjun to continue. Lin Mingjun called Pan Zhoming. It only rang once before the call connected, and a furious roar came from the other end. "Lin Mingjun, why didn't you answer your phone?" The voice was so loud that people walking by a few meters away could hear it, and looked over. Lin Mingjun turned off the speakerphone, but the voice on the phone was still clear. "You better get your ass back to work tomorrow. I'm letting you off today because of your situation. Consider yourself lucky this once. If you do it again, don't even think about working here anymore." Pan Zhoming had been scolded all afternoon and had nowhere to vent his anger. Finally getting through on the phone, he naturally wanted to vent. Who would have thought Lin Mingjun would say, "I quit"? "You dare say that again?" Pan Zhoming flew into a rage. What happened in the factory today, if it were any other worker, getting fired would be a small matter. Being scolded and let off was already a very light punishment, not to mention not docking pay, just a few words of scolding. Was Lin Mingjun really saying he quit? Then what about tomorrow's inspection? Thinking of Shun Fanren's instructions and today's argument, Pan Zhoming reluctantly said, "Engineer Lin, I was too angry just now and lost my temper a bit. This really isn't your fault. Every family has kids, I understand." Pan Zhoming gritted his teeth, trying hard to suppress his anger just to say a few words. Lin Mingjun then asked a seemingly out-of-context question. "Factory manager, was today's inspection successful?" Pan Zhongming didn't understand what Lin Mingjun was probing for. Thinking that he needed Lin Mingjun's cooperation for tomorrow's inspection, he subconsciously answered, "The leadership had an emergency today. The inspection is postponed to tomorrow." Standing nearby, Lin Shi frowned upon hearing this. Sure enough, even though Lin Mingjun escaped today and avoided danger, the Shin father and son still wouldn't let him go. Hearing that the inspection was postponed to tomorrow, Lin Mingjun immediately realized that this was indeed a conspiracy aimed at him, just as Lin Shi had said. No wonder he felt something was weird today. He had ruled out the Qi family, but he never expected that the new chairman of Tianqi New Energy, whom he had never even met, secretly wanted to kill him. If it weren't for Lin Shi's homeroom teacher calling today, he wouldn't have left the factory during this conspiracy aimed straight at him. If he hadn't been on guard, he would have been dead for sure. Lin Mingjun suppressed his anger, his voice remaining normal. "So it's postponed to tomorrow. But I'm still not going. I've decided to resign." After saying that, he hung up immediately. On the other end, Pan Zhongming was so angry his blood boiled, feeling like he had been played by Lin Mingjun. He called back, but Lin Mingjun had already blocked his number. Seeing Lin Mingjun's calm expression as he hung up, Lin Shi couldn't help but smile. "If you want, I can take care of all of them tonight." Lin Mingjun turned around, looking at Lin Shi in shock. Lin Shi's meaning was very clear. He could kill those who wanted to kill him tonight. That sentence was uttered as casually as eating or drinking, but the killing intent within it made even Lin Mingjun shudder. Lin Mingjun hurriedly looked around and said, "Let's talk about these things later. Let's go eat. Are you hungry? There's no need to rush." The two found an ordinary restaurant and had a quick meal. Afterward, Lin Mingjun took Lin Shi to a hotel a bit far from the city center and booked a room for Lin Shi to rest. With Lu Siyue at home, Lin Shi needed a safe, quiet place to start cultivating. Therefore, he wouldn't be going home for a while. The excuse was already prepared, hospitalized for treatment. He would just endure tonight. Tomorrow, Lin Shi would go look for another place. "Dad, you go back first. See if that thing is still in its usual place." The thing Lin Shi mentioned was naturally the treasure basin. Although the treasure basin had warned that after using the heaven and earth reversal, the original space of the treasure basin and the artifact would disappear in the old timeline, Lin Shi still wanted to know if the treasure basin had truly disappeared. Lin Mingjun nodded, gave Lin Shi a few instructions, and then went home. Lin Mingjun said goodbye to Lin Shi and returned to his apartment. As soon as he opened the door, he saw Lu Siyue standing there. "Old Lin, you're back." Seeing Lin Mingjun return, Lu Siyue stood up from the dining table. She stood up straight, seemingly a bit stiff from sitting too long. Her voice was gentle and affectionate. On the table, the food was neatly arranged. It looked appetizing. Everything was a subtle reminder to Lin Mingjun that she had been waiting for him for quite a while. This was Lu Siyue's familiar trick. She used small details to attract men. "What's wrong with the kid? Why did he suddenly get acute appendicitis?" Lu Siyue approached, her face full of worry as she took his hand and asked. If he hadn't already known Lu Siyue's true colors from Lin Shi, Lin Mingjun would have believed her act. He hadn't expected the person he carefully chose to be so sinister and good at hiding. And he had been completely unaware. Lin Mingjun felt he needed to get his eyes checked. He still answered calmly, "It's fine. The doctor said it was caught in time. He just needs surgery to remove the appendix, but he has to stay in the hospital for a few days. I've already hired someone to take care of him. I'll go visit him tomorrow. Don't worry." Lu Siyue caught the key point in his words. "That's good then. Oh right, you just said you're going to take care of him tomorrow too? What about your work? I forgot to tell you. Starting tomorrow, I'm quitting my job at the company. I plan to resign and find another job." Lin Mingjun pulled out a chair and sat down, observing Lu Siyue's reaction. He wanted to know if Lu Siyue was involved in the incident that almost got him killed. Perhaps a peaceful, stable life and a familiar environment had made him drop his guard, to the point where danger was imminent and he was still completely unaware. Sure enough, when he said he was quitting, Lu Siyue's gentle expression instantly changed. "Quitting? You want to quit?" Perhaps realizing she had lost her composure a bit, Lu Siyue put on her gentle smile again. "Why do you want to quit? You're doing well at that company. High salary, good benefits. If you quit there, it'll be hard to find a better job in High City. Actually, I haven't been happy working at that company. I've wanted to quit for a long time. If it weren't for this family, for him, I would have quit ages ago. Lin Mingjin pretended to be suppressing years of anger. He stood up and went into the study, seemingly to get something. When he returned, Lu Siyue clearly looked suspicious. She felt that Lin Mingjin seemed to have discovered something, which made her uneasy. Lin Mingjin quickly took out a file folder and placed it on the table. Siyue, I've wronged you by keeping you by my side all these years. I didn't give you a proper status, and I made you work hard taking care of him for so long. Now that I want to quit, I probably won't have a stable income in the future. Let's end our relationship here. Lu Siyue looked at Lin Mingjin in shock. It turned out that Lin Mingjin and Lu Siyue had never registered their marriage. They just lived together but announced to everyone that they were husband and wife. Over 10 years ago, Lin Mingjin and Lu Siyue had signed a contract. Lu Siyue would act as Lin Shi's mother and take care of him, and Lin Mingjin would pay her a substantial amount of money every month. This contract had a term of 30 years. During this period, Lu Siyue could not cancel the contract for any reason. Otherwise, she would have to compensate 10 times the amount she had received. In addition, Lin Mingjin also had leverage over Lu Siyue, which made her afraid to break the contract. At the time, Lin Mingjin wanted to find someone stable long-term to take care of Lin Shi, so that Lin Shi wouldn't lack emotional support growing up. Because he signed a 30-year lease contract with Lu Siyue, he was afraid she would run away, which would ruin things. Old Lin, are you serious? Lu Siyue was still a bit doubtful. At first, Lin Mingjin kept making her promise not to quit halfway before signing the contract with her. Now he was agreeing to let her go so easily. Don't worry, I mean what I say. Now that he's older, you don't need to work so hard anymore. I can take care of him by myself. Lin Mingjin tore up the contract right in front of Lu Siyue. Watching the contract being torn to pieces, Lu Siyue lowered her head in silence. Just as Lin Mingjin thought Lu Siyue would agree, she looked up, tears welling in her eyes. Old Lin, we've lived together for so many years, we have feelings for each other. How could you use this contract to humiliate me? Do you think I only care about your money? Hearing this, Lin Mingjin understood. He had given Lu Siyue a chance to leave, yet she didn't want to. She really didn't just care about his money. After all, she had found someone much richer now. She wanted his life. Since it had come to this, and this woman still didn't cherish her last chance, then she couldn't blame him for not being polite. Lin Mingjin stood up and sighed. He pulled Lu Siyue into his arms and patted her. It's my fault. We'll live well from now on. Since you're willing to stay with me, I'll give you a proper status. Let's go register our marriage tomorrow, okay? Lu Siyue was held in Lin Mingjin's arms, a look of discomfort on her face. When Lin Mingjin mentioned registering their marriage, her eyes clearly showed tension and panic. She had overacted. She wasn't staying to marry Lin Mingjin. Lu Siyue tactfully avoided Lin Mingjin's embrace. This is a big deal. Let's wait until he's better to talk about it. I'm so worried right now. How could I be in the mood for that? Old Lin, let me go take care of Lin Shi tomorrow, okay? As soon as Lin Shi was mentioned, a cold glint flashed in Lin Mingjin's eyes. Just as Lu Siyue expected, he changed the subject. Let's talk about it in a few days then. You don't need to worry about things over there. I'll take good care of him. I'll sleep in the study tonight. It's getting late, you should rest early too. After saying that, he went into the study and closed the door. Lu Siyue looked at the study door, a mocking smile blooming on her face. Lin Mingjin had lived with her for so many years, but it was no different from living in a closet. Every time Lin Shi got sick, unless it was just a checkup, Lin Mingjin always took him to the hospital himself. He absolutely never let anyone else handle it. If Lin Shi was at home, the two still had to pretend to be affectionate, but in reality, Lin Mingjin slept in the study most of the time. The study was the most important place in the house. Lin Mingjin had repeatedly warned Lu Siyue not to enter. Once, out of curiosity, she found a chance to go in and look around, discovering a diary. Then Lin Mingjin found out she had entered the study. That day, Lu Siyue felt she almost died at Lin Mingjin's hands. Lu Siyue repeatedly promised that since he had leverage over her, she would absolutely not reveal any of his secrets, and only then did she keep her life. Lin Mingjin kept secrets from her, and Lu Siyue also had her weaknesses in Lin Mingjin's hands. Lu Siyue secretly gritted her teeth. If it weren't for her ex-husband's old man insisting on stopping her from having a good life, she wouldn't have secretly lit a heater on that cold winter night and sealed the ventilation in that damn old man's room, and then got caught by the neighbor's security camera. Otherwise, how could Lin Mingjin have leverage over her, making things so troublesome now? But, as long as she used Shin Fanren's hands to quietly eliminate Lin Mingjin, she wouldn't have to worry about anything anymore. Lu Xiuel went back to the bedroom, turned on the faucet, then took out her phone, found a number, and dialed. Hello, Fanren. Lin Shi sat in a tavern. He waited until Lin Mingjin left before opening the treasure basin interface. Asterisk user information, Lin Shi, 16 years old. Evolution level, ordinary person. Origin power, 0 units. Asterisk. Asterisk mental power, 37 units. Telekinesis. Plant growth stimulation ability, awaiting awakening. Object control, awaiting awakening. Asterisk Lin Shi was a bit stunned. The other information was within his expectations. He just hadn't expected that, having returned to an ordinary person's body, the plant growth stimulation ability was still there, just unusable and in an awaiting awakening state. And his Tier 6 object control ability was still on the ability panel. Originally, Lin Shi was worried that if he returned to Tier 6, his abilities would change. After all, he was very used to this object control ability. The facts proved his worries were unnecessary. Lin Shi took out a bottle of gene potion. He swallowed one pill first. The familiar sensation of origin matter being absorbed into his body. He carefully felt it. There was no discomfort. Lin Shi then proceeded to swallow the second pill, then the third. Just then, WeChat on Lin Shi's phone rang. He saw a message from Lin Mingjin saying the treasure basin had disappeared. Sure enough, the treasure basin was gone. This made Lin Shi realize the terrifying nature of spatial power. Lin Shi put down his phone and continued swallowing gene potions. When he swallowed the 10th pill, his mind suddenly jolted. The familiar sensation of unlocking genes spread throughout his entire body. Tier 1 unlocked. Lin Shi knew that the first time unlocking genes only lasted for 3 seconds. After 3 seconds would come painful side effects. Scientific research institutes had discovered that an ordinary person's physique couldn't withstand the power gained after suddenly unlocking genes. The massive power would put immense pressure on the body, even the gene chain. If this pressure wasn't met with strong self-healing abilities or external support, it would cause the newly unlocked gene chain to gradually collapse. But as long as one continued to absorb origin matter, accelerating the body's self-healing ability and increasing its durability, the side effects of unlocking genes could be neutralized. Therefore, without hesitation, Lin Shi swallowed another 5 gene pills. After 3 seconds, the side effects of unlocking genes hit. Fortunately, with the gene potion supporting his body's recovery, the after effects of unlocking Tier 1 genes were dozens of times weaker than the first time Lin Shi unlocked them. Lin Shi only had to endure slightly to get through it. Lin Shi relaxed his body, rested for a bit, then took a shower. Afterward, he continued swallowing gene potions. The night passed very quickly. Early the next morning, Lin Shi woke up early and went downstairs, finding Lin Mingjin waiting for him in the hotel lobby. Last night, with the help of the gene potions, Lin Shi had upgraded to Tier 2. Unlocking Tier 3 genes would grant the mental power scanning ability. Therefore, the process of advancing to Tier 3 would put him in a comatose state. Lin Shi stopped. He needed to find a place to let Demon King out, a base. With Demon King protecting him, he could safely advance while comatose. Lin Mingjin saw Lin Shi step out of the hotel elevator and carefully evaluated him. If yesterday, Lin Shi was just an ordinary person in his eyes, today, he found Lin Shi unfathomable. Meeting Lin Shi's questioning gaze, Lin Mingjin said, "You're going to rent a place today, right? I'll go with you." Lin Shi was currently underage. When it came time to sign the lease, he would still need Lin Mingjin to step in. Lin Shi had planned to find a place first and then tell Lin Mingjin, but seeing Lin Mingjin proactively wanting to go, he happily agreed. The two went to a real estate agency together. After reviewing and selecting, Lin Shi chose a piece of land in the most remote suburb in the southwest of Hai City. This location was on the border between Hai City and Su Province. It was desolate, with few people passing by, and spacious. Adding high walls would create space for Demon King to come out of the dimension and wait in the yard. The agent contacted the landlord. The landlord was easygoing. When Lin Shi said he wanted to build higher walls, the landlord agreed over the phone. Rent wasn't an issue for Lin Mingjin. After viewing the house, Lin Shi rented it the same day. Lin Mingjin handled the contract, and Lin Shi moved in immediately. Lin Mingjin planned to buy more home appliances for Lin Shi, but seeing Lin Shi conjure up a whole set of appliances from his space left him stunned for a long time before he recovered. Since there were enough appliances, Lin Mingjin stayed to help Lin Shi clean up the house before leaving. 3 days later, Lin Mingjin found a construction crew to build high walls and repair the roof for Lin Shi's yard. He stayed at the rented yard with Lin Shi. He ignored all notifications from the company. Even Lu Siyue couldn't contact him to persuade him to go back to work. Lin Mingjin was engrossed in Lin Shi's affairs, completely unaware of what was happening. His sudden departure had caused his direct boss, Pan Zhongming, to suffer severe consequences, marking the biggest turning point in his career. Trash. You can't even handle such a small matter. A stack of documents was thrown hard at Pan Zhongming's face. The sharp corner of the folder cut his face, leaving a bloody scratch. The usually majestic general manager of the Tianqi Energy Factory was now like a child, not daring to dodge, trembling as he knelt to pick up the scattered documents. He didn't even dare to look at their contents. After picking up all the documents, Pan Zhongming bowed, holding the folder up with both hands and placing it back on the desk. He retreated to his original spot before daring to say with a miserable face, "President Shun, Lin Mingjin hasn't answered his phone for 2 days. I couldn't find him at his house either. I even sent him threatening messages, saying that if he doesn't come back to work, he'll be sued. But he still hasn't replied. I think he's absolutely determined not to return to the company." Shen Fanren sat in a high-end leather chair in front of the bright, clean window, looking at Pan Zhongming with cold, sharp eyes. "Trash. That day at the company, why didn't you keep him there? Do you know you've ruined my plans?" Pan Zhongming bowed 90 degrees, saying sincerely, "President Shun, I'm truly sorry. Please give me one more chance. I will control Lin Mingjin at all costs. Actually, I did order people to stop him that day, but it didn't work." Shen Fanren cut Pan Zhongming off. "I only care about the results. You delayed me for 2 days, and today you've wasted 7 minutes. I don't want to waste any more time on a useless fool. Pack your things and get out of the company. I don't want to see you again." Hearing Shen Fanren say he was firing him, Pan Zhongming panicked and fell to his knees with a thud. "President Shun, I've worked at the company for so many years. I only have 3 years left until retirement. President Shun, please give me one more chance. I will definitely complete the mission." Pan Zhongming begged continuously, tears in his eyes as he pleaded with Shen Fanren for another chance. His current position was the source of Pan Zhongming's identity, status, and wealth. Over the years, he had offended quite a few people inside and outside the company. If he lost his position as factory manager, he would definitely be suppressed by others until he couldn't lift his head. But Shen Fanren's next words plunged Pan Zhongming into an icy hell. Shen Fanren didn't look at Pan Zhongming. He spoke toward the door. "Come in. Take this useless fool out. This useless fool has been at the company for so many years. Investigate everything he's done in the company thoroughly and handle it according to the rules." Pan Zhongming had been a tyrant at the factory for many years, deceiving his superiors and bullying his subordinates. How could he be clean? If anything was investigated, even a small fraction, he would have to go to jail. As soon as he finished speaking, the glass door of the office automatically opened. 2 burly security guards, dressed neatly, walked in. If Lin Shi were here, he would definitely recognize these 2 guards. Because these 2 were among the guards who protected Shin Jinbin at the Sha City Hospital before the apocalypse. They had been shot dead by Lin Shi and Shin Jinbin in the hospital. Pan Zhongming hurriedly crawled to Shen Fanren's feet, kowtowing continuously. "President Shun, please consider that I've worked at the company for so many years. I'll leave. I'll voluntarily resign, okay?" This time, Pan Zhongming was truly terrified. Even though the floor was covered with a thick carpet, his forehead was red from banging it. Shen Fanren observed Pan Zhongming's performance for a moment before saying to the 2 guards, "What are you standing there for? Take him away." The 2 guards immediately grabbed Pan Zhongming, one on each side, and dragged him up. "President Shun, I'm a member of the Shun family. When your father was alive, I was his assistant too. You can't treat an old man like this. President Shun, spare me. Spare me. I'm willing to do anything, President Shun. Pan Zhongming struggled violently, thrashing about. Just as he was about to be dragged out the door, Shin Fanren raised his hand. Wait. Shin Fanren stood up, walked over to Pan Zhongming, and looked down at him. Are you really willing to do anything? Yes. I'll definitely seize this opportunity. Definitely. This time, Pan Zhongming wouldn't spare anything to get this chance. Shin Fanren smiled in satisfaction and said to the two guards, You guys step out first. Yes, sir. The two guards let go. Pan Zhongming lay slumped on the floor like a dead dog. At this moment, Pan Zhongming was covered in sweat, tears streaming down his face. His elegant suit was ruined. His shirt had 2 buttons popped, and he had lost a shoe. He no longer had his usual arrogant and smug look. He looked more pathetic than a beggar. I'll give you one chance. Shin Fanren went back and sat down, his voice full of mockery, yet colder than Arctic ice. Find Lin Mingjin and kill him. Otherwise, you will die in his place. I heard your 2 sons are also working at the company, right? Pan Zhongming's eyes widened like a dying fish. Shin Fanren continued, Will you seize this opportunity? Yes, I will definitely seize this opportunity. Definitely. This time, Pan Zhongming truly wouldn't spare anything to get this chance. The construction crew worked very efficiently. 3 days later, the walls and roof were finished. After cleaning up the yard, Lin Mingjin said, Now, let your dog out. Lin Shi had told Lin Mingjin about Demon King's origins, and he knew that Demon King had survived the apocalypse with Lin Shi for 8 years. Demon King isn't a puppy. Animals get very big after evolving, Lin Shi corrected, to prepare Lin Mingjin mentally. Don't worry, I've seen all kinds of fierce beasts. All right, then step back a bit. Lin Shi spoke to Demon King in the space, telling it to adjust its mindset. He released Demon King, who was going crazy from boredom. Instantly, a giant monster appeared in the yard. Lin Mingjin had seen Gigi before, so he thought Lin Shi's evolved dog would just be a bit bigger. At most, the size of a lion or tiger. Now he knew what very big truly meant. Seeing Demon King, Lin Mingjin almost collapsed to the ground. Demon King was over 3 meters tall and at least 6 or 7 meters long. Its snow-white fur glowed, and with 1 blue eye and 1 red eye, it was so beautiful it didn't look like a creature from Earth. Lin Mingjin tried to stay calm, but his trembling voice betrayed his excitement. This is the evolved dog you mentioned? How is this a dog? Even a rhino isn't this big. As soon as Demon King came out of the space, it lunged toward Lin Shi. Don't mess around. Lin Shi had anticipated this and quickly dodged, then answered Lin Mingjin. That's right, Dad. Demon King was originally a dog. Demon King seemed to realize Lin Shi was weaker than before and didn't dare to play rough anymore. It slowly walked to Lin Shi's side. It rubbed its head against Lin Shi's body, its expression incredibly vivid. Master, I missed you to death. Since the survival war ended, Lin Shi hadn't let Demon King out again. One reason was the fear of being affected by the rules of the island, and the other was that it couldn't help much and would only cause chaos in the hall. Therefore, Lin Shi hadn't seen Demon King for a long time. He stroked Demon King's head. The intimate scene between man and dog left Lin Mingjin stunned with amazement. Seeing Demon King so obedient, Lin Mingjin stepped closer to observe it carefully, but his amazement and worry were still evident on his face. So what now? Are all animals going to be this big in the future? Lin Mingjin asked. Lin Shi took the opportunity to explain the situation after the apocalypse arrived and origin matter exploded. Absorbing origin matter could grant origin power. Humans absorbing origin power could unlock genes. Becoming an evolver, animals would evolve into higher-level origin beasts. Based on different evolution levels, they were divided from Tier 1 to Tier 8. Lin Shi took out a bottle with a torn label from his space. There are 100 gene pills in here. You can use them. Don't take too many at once. Just take them one by one. Origin matter hadn't exploded yet, so currently, the Origin Health Mantra was just an ordinary exercise manual. Therefore, Lin Shi directly prepared a bottle of gene potion for Lin Mingjin. Lin Mingjin carefully took the full bottle, opened the cap, and took a look. You used this to advance last night? What tier are you now? I'm currently tier 2, but I'll soon unlock higher tier genes. This potion is effective for low-tier evolvers. If your mental power isn't high enough, an ordinary person won't be able to advance further after unlocking tier 2 genes. Taking more won't help, Lin Shi replied, then added, you're a tier 1 evolver now. This amount of medicine is enough for you to unlock tier 2 genes. To unlock tier 3 genes, you need to improve your mental power. Lin Shi taught Lin Mingjin the meditation method. The fastest way to grasp meditation was to have a high-tier evolver use their mental power to guide a low-tier evolver. Yes, use this medicine to advance to tier 2 first, then try meditating. If it doesn't work, wait until I finish my closed-door cultivation and I'll help you. The yard was ready. With Demon King here, Lin Shi could safely advance. Alright, you can cultivate in peace. I'll stay in the yard and won't let anyone disturb you. By the way, I'll take care of Demon King while you're in seclusion, Lin Mingjin said. Lin Shi chose to rent this house because it was a self-built rural house with many rooms. With Lin Mingjin here, if villagers or anyone else came, he could stop them. After all, it was still peacetime. Demon King was only Lin Shi's last line of defense. Okay, Dad, just don't let anyone into the yard for now. If you need anything, just go out. Just remember to prepare food for Demon King ahead of time. If anything happens, just talk to it directly, it understands. It wasn't the extreme cold of the apocalypse right now. Lin Shi couldn't just pile up origin beast corpses in the yard for Demon King to eat like before. They would quickly rot and stink. There were already a few refrigerators in the room. With Lin Mingjin here, Demon King didn't need to get food from the fridge itself. The apocalypse was still 3 years away. It seems that after I finish advancing, I'll have to renovate the yard and build a large cold storage room to prepare for my next advancement or any other situations. Lin Shi gave Demon King a few more instructions, then returned to his room in the yard to begin advancing. After Lin Shi left, only Demon King and Lin Mingjin were left in the yard, staring at each other. His first impression of Demon King was its friendliness and gentleness toward Lin Shi earlier. Lin Mingjin wasn't too afraid of Demon King, mostly just curious. So handsome. Lin Mingjin walked around Demon King, inspecting it. Hearing Lin Mingjin praise its handsomeness, Demon King raised its head and glanced at him, as if saying, you have good taste. Seeing Lin Mingjin clicking his tongue in amazement, it asked directly, do you really understand what I'm saying? Demon King raised a paw and wrote on the ground in the yard. A poem by Li by expressing emotions while drinking appeared on the ground. The characters were a bit large, but written quite beautifully. During the years of the apocalypse, Demon King hadn't been idle. When it had free time in the space, it taught its smarter subordinates how to write. Over time, its handwriting became increasingly beautiful. After writing, Demon King smiled smugly at Lin Mingjin. Lin Mingjin had been stunned since Demon King finished the first line of the poem. By the time Demon King finished writing, Lin Mingjin had calmed down considerably. Though his face still looked composed, he said, not bad. My kid has been smart and clever since childhood. Keep it up, continue working hard in the future. After saying that, he went into the house to prepare food for Demon King, but he was still muttering in his heart. Asterisk damn, a dog that can write poetry. Damn, that's amazing. Asterisk at dusk, a knocking sound came from the yard gate. Demon King was lying in the yard, looking gentle and obedient, but when it stood up, it instantly became alert. Hearing the noise, Lin Mingjin came out of the house, signaled Demon King not to move, and went to check it out himself. He stood up, walked around the wall to the yard gate. The yard had high walls added, and inside there was a screen-like barrier wall. This was to prevent outsiders from seeing things in the yard when the gate was opened, mainly to keep Demon King from being discovered. Standing at the gate was an unfamiliar man dressed as a farmer. Seeing Lin Mingjin open the gate, the man smiled first. Brother, you just moved here, right? Saying that, he tried to look into the yard. Lin Mingjin blocked him. Who are you? My name is Wang Shan. I'm from this village. I heard the village has a new neighbor, so I came to visit. Here are some small things my family grew. They're not worth much. Please take them, brother. Wang Shan said, handing Lin Mingjin a plastic bag. Lin Mingjin looked into the bag. It was a bag of sweet potatoes and a few white radishes. The yard wasn't short on food. Since the visitor was a stranger, even if he was from the village, Meeting for the first time, Lin Mingjin didn't want to accept things from others, so he declined. Lin Mingjin looked inside the bag. It was filled with sweet potatoes and a few white radishes. His yard wasn't short on food, and since the visitor was a stranger, even if they were from the same village, he didn't want to accept gifts upon their first meeting. So he declined. Thanks, but that's not necessary. We have plenty of food at home. Please, don't be so formal. There's really no need. After a round of refusals, Wang Shan finally took the bag back. Lin Mingjin politely thanked him again, exchanged a few pleasantries, and then used the excuse of having dinner to close the door. Once Wang Shan left, Lin Mingjin shut the door and told Ma Wang to get ready for dinner. He didn't know that Wang Shan, having been rejected, spat toward the house from a distance and muttered curses. TCH, outsider. Acting all high and mighty, you're nothing but bad luck. Wang Shan carried the sweet potatoes and vegetables back home. Being a local, the produce in the bag was grown by his own family. Wang Shan spread the sweet potatoes in the yard to dry, took the vegetables to the kitchen, and then headed back out. Deshan, where are you going? His wife called out from inside. Wang Shan snapped back irritably. Woman, stay out of a man's business. In reality, his sudden visit to Lin Mingjin was an attempt to make some extra cash. Wang Shan left his house and headed to the village entrance. There, he saw a man in a camo shirt lurking under a tree. Wang Shan approached him. Master Wang Shan is here. The man in the floral shirt tossed his cigarette and crushed it with his shoe. He asked nonchalantly, well, is it him? Yes, boss. It's the guy in the photo you gave me. But the kid wouldn't let me in, so I couldn't see if anyone else was inside. A look of satisfaction and joy flashed in the man's eyes. He pulled out 200,000 yuan bills and shoved them at Wang Shan. Take the money and get lost. Wang Shan took the money, his eyes narrowing. Boss, didn't we agree? You said if I confirmed the person in the photo was in the village, you'd give me 300,000. What the? Damn it. The job's only half done and you want full pay. The man in the floral shirt pointed a finger at Wang Shan, clearly annoyed. Suddenly, he realized the height difference between them. Wang Shan was tall and sturdy from years of farm work, while he was thin and frail. Wang Shan said, Boss, I had to use a whole bag of my own sweet potatoes and vegetables just to get that guy to open his door. You should at least give me a little more. Annoyed, the man pulled a crumpled 50,000 yuan bill from his pocket and threw it on the ground. Fine, take it. That's 250,000. Don't tell anyone I was here, or I'll have you killed. With that, he turned and left. Wang Shan didn't care. He picked up the bill and spat toward the man's retreating back. What an idiot. Trying to hide things over a little bit of money. I'm reporting this right now. Once the man in the floral shirt left the village, he pulled out his phone and made a call, his tone incredibly fawning. Brother Huang. The target has been found. That's right, in Tawashan village. Hee, I spent 500,000 on this info. Can you cover that, Brother Huang? Great. Thank you, Brother Huang. On the other end, Huang Mao finished the call and said to Fan Zhoming, who was sitting opposite him, Boss Fan, we found him. Now let's talk money. This blonde youth was an old acquaintance of Lin Shi. Before the apocalypse, Lin Shi had a conflict with a wealthy brat at a shop. That brat had hired Huang Mao to set fire to the warehouse Lin Shi was renting, but Lin Shi taught him a lesson. Later, Huang Mao took a contract to hunt down Li Datsai and his son in Sha City, only to be caught in the apocalypse. A twist of fate. Even though the timing was different, it still linked Huang Mao and Lin Shi. Fan Zhoming was slightly surprised. That fast? Of course. You should know who you're working with. I might not be in that top tier, but down here, I have my connections. Fan Zhoming cursed inwardly. A mere thug acting like he was pulling the strings. If he weren't desperate, he'd never associate with a low-life dog like this. But he kept a smile on his face. He spoke politely. Then I'll be counting on you, Brother Huang. Once the job is done, I'll pay you this much. Fan Zhoming held up one finger. Huang Mao frowned and immediately said, Boss Fan, only 1 million? Are you treating me like a beggar? This isn't just a simple beating. We're putting our lives on the line. If you're not serious, find someone else. But you still have to pay the finder's fee. 50,000. Transfer it now. With that, Huang Mao stood up to leave. Fan Zhoming was furious, but thinking of the consequences if he failed, he quickly stood up and pulled Huang Mao back. Brother Huang, don't be so hasty. How about this? I'll give you 1 million as a deposit now, and another 3 million once it's done. What do you think? 4 is an unlucky number. Let's just be direct. For million, and I'll get it done for you. Huang Mao and Fan Zhoming haggled, until Fan Zhoming finally gritted his teeth and agreed. However, he demanded that Huang Mao handle it cleanly and ensure he was never implicated. Having received the deposit, Huang Mao happily reassured Boss Fan. Don't you trust my reputation? I'm the kind of guy who... He praised himself for a while. Leaving Fan Zhoming's villa, Huang Mao looked smug. He pulled out his phone. Hey, yeah, I've got $1 million job. You in? If you are, I'll give you 100,000 as a deposit. Lin Mingjin returned home. After greeting Ma Wang and finishing dinner, he sat in the first-floor living room to watch TV. Ma Wang came in too, lying down next to him to watch. Soon, there was a knock at the door. Lin Mingjin went to open it. It was Wang Shan, who had visited earlier that afternoon. Wang Shan leaned in and said, "Old brother, it's me. I was just taking a walk around the village after dinner when I saw a suspicious-looking guy asking if anyone new had moved in. He even showed me a photo. I took one look and thought, isn't that you, old brother?" Lin Mingjin was surprised. Someone's asking about me? Yeah, he showed me a photo and asked if anyone in the village looked like that. Said he'd give me a few hundred. But me, Wang Shan, how could I sell out a fellow villager? I turned him down flat. I came to warn you to be careful. That guy looked like trouble. What did the photo look like? Did you see it clearly? Wang Shan narrowed his eyes. Not really. Thanks anyway. Under Wang Shan's expectant gaze, Lin Mingjin reached into his pocket and pulled out a supermarket rewards card from his company. He handed it to Wang Shan. Wang Shan took it with a grin, chatted for a bit, even suggesting Lin Mingjin come over for dinner sometime, and then left. Lin Mingjin locked the door and went back to his room. Lin Mingjin's expression immediately turned cold. Ma Wang looked at him curiously. Someone's watching me. Do you think I should go out and draw their attention? I'm worried it'll interfere with the seclusion. Lin Mingjin spoke directly to Ma Wang, treating him as an equal. He knew this likely had to do with the factory incident. Those people were definitely targeting him. Probably because he refused to pay up, they were resorting to extreme measures. He didn't want to involve Lin Shi. Ma Wang glanced over, brushed some water off the floor, and said, "As long as I'm here, no one will disturb the master." Lin Mingjin was still worried. We have to be careful these next few days. We need to stay alert even while sleeping. If Shin Fanren wants me dead, he'll use every trick in the book. Ma Wang looked dismissive and went back to watching TV. Night fell, and the village grew silent, save for the chirping of insects. Two dark figures with obscured faces appeared at Lin Mingjin's gate, whispering something. The lock turned softly, and the gate opened without a sound. The two men in black looked at each other. One gave a smug look and stepped into the yard. The other carefully locked the gate behind them. A groan of pain came from ahead. The one in the back whispered, "What's wrong? Damn it. Who builds a solid wall right in front of the entrance? Sure, keep it down." "I am keeping it down." The two cautiously rounded the white screen wall. Then, they saw something larger than a wash basin, glowing faintly in the dark. It was Ma Wang's eyes. Seeing those eyes, one of them was so terrified, he almost screamed. But before they could react, a dark shadow lunged from the yard. Two dull thuds followed. The two men in black were now corpses. Hearing the noise, Lin Mingjin woke up and went down to the yard. He saw the two bodies and showed no fear. Only shock. Not shock at the deaths, but at Ma Wang's speed in handling the intruders. Lin Mingjin sheathed his dagger. He went to inspect the bodies. Two unfamiliar faces. Not mutants, but their arms were muscular and calloused. Not from guns, and they didn't look like mercenaries. They looked like long-time underworld thugs. From the details on the bodies, Lin Mingjin quickly deduced their background. They probably weren't Shen Fanren's men, or at least, he hadn't sent them directly. "Ma Wang, help me bury them." What followed was a digging project that required Ma Wang's assistance. The next day, everything seemed normal. The soil in the yard looked like it had been turned over, but because the walls were high and private, no one noticed anything unusual for now. Even if someone noticed the soil, unless they dug down more than 10 meters, they'd never find the bodies. And so, Lin Mingjin and Ma Wang, man and dog, continued their daily lives. Ma Wang had long been used to killing alongside Lin Shi. As for Lin Mingjin, he had been through blood and fire following Lin Vinhien over a decade ago. Last night was a minor incident. Unfortunately, Huang Mao didn't know who his target was this time and was still waiting for a call. Pressed by Fan Zhongming, he contacted Brother Mao. They had moved last night, but there had been no word all night. By morning, still nothing. Huang Mao received another urgent call from Fan Zhongming. He went to find Brother Mao, but the man was nowhere to be found. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. Huang Mao could only watch as his 100,000 yuan went down the drain. He had to find someone else to finish the job, or do it himself. Only a fool would do such a dangerous job personally. Lin Shi's breakthrough this time was thanks to the golden fruit he found in the apocalyptic warehouse, which enhanced his mental power. He wasn't sure if it was because he'd eaten it before, or if his mental power was just different after 8 years. This time, Lin Shi didn't experience a lifetime in a dream like the first time he ate it. He woke up after 3 days. Upon waking, Lin Shi officially became a Tier 3 evolver. He immediately asked how long he'd been unconscious and if anything had happened. Lin Mingjin told him about the 2 groups of people who had come by during those 3 days. So there are 3 bodies under the yard now. After dealing with the first 2, another uninvited guest had arrived on the 3rd night. Ma Wang had handled him easily as well. Lin Shi followed Lin Mingjin out to the yard, unbuttoned his shirt, and used his mental power to scan the ground. Sure enough, he sensed the 3 bodies. Dig them up. I'll handle it. Leaving bodies in the yard wasn't a long-term solution. Even if they were hard to find now, whoever sent them would eventually realize their people were disappearing here. They would surely send someone to investigate sooner or later. There was no better place than his space to dispose of evidence. Before Lin Mingjin could react to what Lin Shi was planning, Ma Wang had already carried out the order. Once the 3 bodies were dug up, Lin Shi flicked his wrist and stored them in his space. Then he told Ma Wang to fill the hole. The body issue was resolved, but Lin Mingjin was still frowning. Even if you have that space, having people constantly showing up like this isn't good. Lin Shi was indifferent. It's fine. From now on, I'll teach you meditation. I'll also help you speed up your progress to break through Tier 3. Lin Shi could now control the growth of his source energy and mental power, ensuring he wouldn't fall into a coma before reaching Tier 6. Lin Mingjin was too weak and was being watched by Shin Jinbin. Lin Shi didn't even feel safe letting Lin Mingjin go out alone. He planned to help his father break through to Tier 3 within a month, while he aimed for at least Tier 6. At Tier 6, he would regain his beast summoning ability, making everything much easier. Suddenly, Lin Shi stiffened. Someone's coming. Sure enough, a moment later, there was a knock at the gate. Lin Shi pulled Ma Wang into his space. Lin Mingjin went to open the door. Standing there were several police officers and Wang Shan. Old brother, these officers are looking for your house. Wang Shan scratched his head, pretending he hadn't led them there on purpose, though he could hardly hide his smugness. An officer showed his badge. We received a report of a homicide here. Please cooperate with our investigation. Lin Mingjin was startled. Lin Shi had just said they might try something else, and now the police were here. Luckily, Lin Shi had already stored the bodies and the blood-stained soil in his space. Lin Mingjin didn't panic. He gestured to the officers. Please, come in. Wang Shan took the chance to enter the yard, looking around. Hey, old brother, did you just dig up the soil here? This dirt looks brand new. Even though Ma Wang had packed the soil down, anyone with a bit of knowledge could tell it had been recently disturbed. The police immediately focused on the ground. As Lin Mingjin was about to explain, Lin Shi called out from inside. Dad, remember the strawberries and tomatoes we're growing? I ordered seeds and nutrient soil online. We just need to spread it in the yard. You insisted on doing it yourself, saying you don't trust the stuff online and had to mix the soil your way. Lin Shi's voice sounded a mix of exasperated and amused. Hearing this, Wang Shan's interest was piqued. Nutrient soil, huh? Let me see. I've been farming half my life. I know a thing or two about this. Lin Shi gave a cold smirk. He pulled a bag of nutrient soil and some cabbage seedlings from behind the door. These were items he had stored in his space long ago. They looked exactly as they did when he first put them in. Before they entered, Lin Shi had secretly removed the date labels from the plants. Wang Shan took them to inspect. Lin Mingjin realized what was happening. Wang Shan was looking for trouble, but he played along with Lin Shi. You kid? I've told you so many times, don't trust things online. The officers carefully checked the nutrient soil Lin Shi mentioned, along with the gardening tools behind the door. If the report was true, the tools might have traces of a crime. One officer checked the tools while another pointed at the mud. Let's dig and see. Lin Mingjin nodded. Go ahead. Do you need any help? Officers, we're good citizens and will fully cooperate. One officer wanted to check the house. Even without a warrant, Lin Shi was very welcoming and led them inside. After a thorough search, they found nothing. The officers thanked and apologized to Lin Mingjin and Lin Shi before leaving. After the police left, Wang Shan was still standing in the yard staring at the mud, as if trying to find something. Find what you were looking for? Lin Shi's voice rang out from behind him. He had approached without a sound, startling Wang Shan. Turning to see Lin Shi's expressionless face, Wang Shan felt a surge of fear. No, nothing. Hee. The officers are done, so I should be going too. Your son is quite a talent, eh? Wang Shan felt the atmosphere was off and tried to laugh it off with a compliment. Lin Mingjin replied with a faint smile, My son is the best, of course. Wang Shan made some small talk and headed for the gate. Lin Shi saw him out. Lin Shi smiled, but as Wang Shan turned back to look, Lin Shi's eyes narrowed, becoming as sharp as knives. Come by more often. His voice was ice-cold, carrying a heavy weight. Wang Shan had never felt such intense killing intent from anyone. Even the most vicious butcher he knew didn't have a tenth of the aura Lin Mingjin's son possessed. Wang Shan felt like he was being watched by a dangerous psychopath. He went cold all over. No need. Ha ha ha. He practically ran away. Lin Mingjin stood by the door, watching Wang Shan's retreating back. He muttered, This Wang Shan is a problem. Yeah, but he's probably just a pawn. This isn't Shun Fanren's style. Shun Fanren's methods aren't this gentle. Lin Mingjin pondered. Besides Shun Fanren, who else wanted to harm him? Don't overthink it. A small fry like him isn't a threat. I'll teach you meditation so you can break through Tier 3 soon. Wang Shan fled as if escaping a tiger. He rushed home and immediately called the man in the floral shirt. After selling the info last time, the man had paid him to keep an eye on the house. Today, having heard the police were coming, Wang Shan was ordered to meet them at the village entrance. Boss, that family might be murderers, but the police couldn't find any evidence. I'm sure they're guilty, especially the son. I can't do it. Wang Shan, absolutely won't. What? More money? 100,000? No. 300,000. Lin Shi guided Lin Mingjin into a meditative state. Meditation required a certain level of mental talent, so he patiently guided his father through several attempts. It turned out Lin Mingjin did have some talent, though not much. After dozens of attempts, he finally managed to enter the state. Perhaps the gene medicine he'd taken over the past few days was enough, because during meditation, Lin Mingjin unexpectedly unlocked Tier 2. Feeling stronger than ever, Lin Mingjin asked expectantly, So, how's my talent? Not bad. Lin Shi looked away and gave a brief compliment. The next steps were much easier. They switched to eating primal beast meat to replenish both source energy and mental power. One night, while Lin Mingjin was meditating to digest the meat, Lin Shi suddenly opened his eyes. It was 3 a.m., the time when everyone is in their deepest sleep. A faint, barely detectable sound came from outside. Ma Long had already sensed the strange presence and was staring out at the yard. It's okay. I'll handle it. Lin Shi used his mental power to scan the darkness. It was Wang Shan. He was lurking by the wall, lighting a mulberry tree on fire. If the whole tree caught fire, it would surely spread to the roof. Then it would engulf the yard. The tree began to burn. Wang Shan looked around, saw no one, and continued to stoke the fire, trying to make it spread. Right then, Wang Shan suddenly collapsed, unconscious. Inside the yard, Lin Shi withdrew his mental attack. Knocking out an ordinary person was incredibly simple. Lin Shi had planned to stay in the village longer, but since Wang Shan had brought this on himself, he wouldn't show mercy. In the quiet morning, the fire spread quickly up the dry bark of the mulberry tree, while small sparks slowly drifted down to the grass. The grass was covered in dry leaves and twigs. Fire and thick smoke soon reached Wang Shan, but he remained as still as a corpse. The smoke plunged him into a deeper coma. Only when he saw Wang Shan surrounded by flames did Lin Shi return to his room. Lin Mingjin, who was in deep meditation, realized something was wrong. He snapped out of it and went downstairs. What's going on? Wang Shan. He came to set the place on fire. Lin Shi summarized the events. Lin Mingjin was furious to hear about the arson, but when he learned someone had been burned to death, he calmed down. Call for help. The fire is spreading to the upper floor. He looked at the flames, already licking the roof. 10 minutes later, fire trucks arrived, followed by police and an ambulance. The whole village was woken up by the sirens. Lin Shi and Lin Mingjin were, of course, unharmed. After the fire was extinguished, firefighters found Wang Shan's charred body outside the yard. Meanwhile, Wang Shan's wife, who had noticed her husband was missing in the middle of the night, rushed over. Hearing from the police that a body had been found outside Lin Mingjin's house, she hurried to look. Seeing her own set of keys next to the body, she fainted. The ambulance finally had work to do. The cause of the fire wasn't hard to find. The mulberry tree outside had caught fire and spread to the house. Wang Shan had been seen near that tree earlier that morning. There were only his footprints at the scene. There were some burn marks on him, but they weren't directly related to the start of the fire, making the investigation difficult. And that was the truth. Ultimately, it was ruled as intentional arson, but the arsonist had likely been overcome by smoke and suffered the consequences of his own actions. Lin Shi and Lin Mingjin finished their statements and left the station. Returning home and looking at the half-collapsed roof, Lin Mingjin sighed. Should I find someone to fix it? Let's move. This village won't be peaceful anymore. Even though the case was clear and Wang Shan was dead, his family would still have to pay for the damages. But the villagers would still be prejudiced, and Wang Shan's wife wouldn't let it go. Lin Shi didn't want to deal with these hassles every day. So, they packed up, left the house, and moved back near the city center. Lu was delighted to have them back and prepared a feast to celebrate. Come on, eat up. Lin Shi gave a faint and ate with his head down. He was calculating his next move. Now that he was tier 3, he could cultivate while carrying out his plans. Theoretically, having returned to 3 years before the apocalypse, his first step should have been to warn the government to gather global strength and build shelters. 3 years was neither too much nor too little, but building safe havens and exterminating beasts worldwide were two incredibly difficult and urgent tasks. But with his current strength, both tasks faced many hurdles. For instance, before the apocalypse, the Western nations dominated the world. If they knew the Eastern nation had someone as powerful as Lin Shi, their first reaction wouldn't be cooperation, but to seize him or destroy this sudden variable. Even within his own country, there would be conflicting opinions. Without overwhelming power, the chaos seen at the Sha City base would happen again. Therefore, national-level matters should wait until he regained his full strength. Using absolute power to solve things would save a lot of trouble. Lin Shi was weighing two options. Go to Europe to find Lin Ziyuan and deal with Qi Qiaohang to prevent the Qi family from causing another disaster. Or go south to find Qin Shuang. Qin Shuang had great talent, and his small favor last time had made her loyal to him. If he could save Qin Shuang in this life, he'd have a powerful ally. After careful thought, he decided to find Qin Shuang first. Dealing with the Qi family and Lin Vinhien would take time, and having Qin Shuang with him would be more convenient. Lin Shi recalled what he knew from his past life. Actually, he didn't know much about Qin Shuang's past because she never brought it up. He only knew that after the apocalypse, she had killed a family of 3 who weren't her biological parents. Her mother was Lu Siyue, who had sold her to her current foster parents when she was only 3. Since Lu Siyue had come to Lin Shi's side when he was 2, Qin Shuang was now living with her foster parents in a rural area of Sha City. Lin Shi had heard her mention the place once. As for the Shen father and son in High City, he had already taken his revenge in his previous life, so he'd let Lin Mingjin handle them this time. Lin Shi decided to wait until Lin Mingjin reached tier 3 and could protect himself before heading to Sha City. He had a plan. At the dinner table, seeing the quiet atmosphere, Lu said, "The surgery is over. Rest for a few days and then head back to school, okay?" Lin Shi replied, "No, I'm not going back. I'll study on my own and just go back for exams." Lu was surprised, but Lin Mingjin added, "He's grown up and has his own thoughts. As long as it doesn't affect his exams, it's fine." This was a decision they had discussed. Lin Shi remembered all the knowledge from his past life. He just needed to show up for finals. It wouldn't take much time. Besides, his grades were excellent. If he dropped out, teachers and the administration would come to persuade him. His family was well off, so there was no reason to quit. Just taking the exams was simpler. Lu looked at the two of them, sensing something was different. After dinner, Lin Shi and Lin Mingjin went to the study to continue their advancement. A week later, Lin Mingjin reached Tier 3, while Lin Shi had reached Tier 4 2 days prior. His method was simple and brutal, absorbing high-level primal beast meat and frantically drawing out the mental and source energy within. It was even more intense than when he helped Lin Ziyuan. The two found an excuse to stay out for a few days. Lin Shi looked after his father until he woke up, then bought a plane ticket to Sha City to rescue Qin Shuang. Lin Mingjin finally didn't have to hide from those who wanted to harm him. The two split up. Lin Mingjin bought Lin Shi a first-class ticket to Sha City. On the day of departure, he saw Lin Shi off at the airport. "While I'm gone, be careful, Dad. I left Chi in Grandma's office. If there's anything you can't handle, take Chi with you. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. You're going to Sha City alone, so stay safe. Remember to eat on time. If you run into trouble, call me. I'll handle it." "I know, Dad. I'm not a kid anymore." Lin Shi gave a wry smile. Lin Mingjin still treated him like a child. He said his goodbyes. Lin Shi finished the check-in and went to the private lounge. Soon, he boarded the plane smoothly. Today, he wore dark glasses and simple yet elegant clothes, looking very handsome. Despite his youth, he had a very mature and cold aura. Because of this and his striking looks, several eyes were on him from the moment he checked in. Some girls even secretly handed him notes with their contact info. Lin Shi ignored them, sat down, and closed his eyes to rest. Even after the plane landed, someone was still watching him as he got off. As he left the airport, a woman in her mid-20s ran up with her phone. She was dressed like a trendy influencer and had delicate features. She held up her phone and smiled. "Hey, handsome. I'm a streamer. Could you film a video with me? I'll pay you. Or if you want to go on a date, that's fine too." Lin Shi raised a hand to block her phone and coldly refused. Not interested. With that, he walked straight to a taxi. Even after he left, the woman watched him with interest. She spoke to her live stream. "That guy was so cold. I love it. Don't worry, babies. Yaya will find you even more handsome guys next time. Yaya's heading home now. See you tomorrow at the same time." Lin Shi got in the car and gave the name of Qin Shuang's village. About an hour later, he arrived. At the village entrance was a stone tablet with 3 words, Xuanhuan Village. Lin Shi got out and started asking around for Qin Shuang. However, several elderly villagers said they'd never heard of her. Just then, Lin Shi felt someone approaching from behind. He turned around. "Handsome, it really is you. What are you doing here?" It was the woman from the airport. She looked at him like he was a cute pet, her eyes practically wanting to touch him. Lin Shi was about to walk away when he remembered something. He stopped and looked at her. "Are you from this village?" Yes. My house is right here." She gave a bright smile and tilted her head curiously. "Are you here to find someone or a wife?" Qin Yi had seen him from afar asking the elders. She didn't expect such a coincidence, meeting this incredibly charismatic guy again so soon. "I'm looking for someone," Lin Shi said. "Do you know a girl named Qin Shuang?" Qin Shuang. Yaya's eyes widened, her playful expression vanishing. "Why are you looking for her? What's your relationship? Are you a classmate?" She fired off 3 questions. Qin Shuang was only a year older than Lin Shi, so they were close in age. Classmate was a reasonable guess. Lin Shi didn't know Qin Shuang's current situation, so he didn't pretend to be a classmate. "I'm a friend. I couldn't reach her, so I came to find her." A flash of sympathy appeared in Yaya's eyes. She didn't doubt him. "I haven't been home in a while. Let me take you to Xiao Shuang's house." Her tone suggested she was close to Qin Shuang. Lin Shi frowned. "What's your relationship with her?" "Her parents are my aunt and uncle. I'm her cousin. My name is Qin Yaya." Lin Shi didn't know if Yaya knew the truth about Qin Shuang's origins or how they got along, so he didn't say more. He followed Yaya, noting that Qin Shuang had never mentioned this cousin before. Their relationship was likely mediocre. Yaya was quite talkative, asking about his age, where he studied, and if he had a girlfriend. A neighbor recognized her. A kind old lady saw them and teased, "Hey, Yaya, haven't seen you in forever. Is this your boyfriend?" "No, he's..." Yaya stopped mid-sentence. "He's my friend." After walking a bit, Lin Shi suddenly asked. Why didn't you say I was Qin Shuang's friend? Ye stopped, looking awkward. Well, it's because few people in the village know the name Qin Shuang. Didn't she grow up here? Yes, but anyway, we're here. Qin Shuang's house was a nice 3-story building, not much different from the others, except it was at the end of the village near the mountains, quite secluded. Ye pointed toward the house. That's it. Go on ahead. It's not convenient for me to go in. With that, she hurried away as if she were running from something. Lin Shi watched her go, then frowned and walked toward the house. A woman was sitting in the yard shelling beans. Lin Shi immediately recognized her. This was the woman Qin Shuang would kill 3 years later when the apocalypse began. Lin Shi stepped forward. Is this Qin Shuang's house? Zhang Xiaojun was focused on her beans. Hearing a noise, she looked up and saw a strange young man. Who are you? She asked warily. And who did you say you're looking for? I'm looking for Qin Shuang. Zhang Xiaojun sized him up and said bluntly, no one by that name here. You've got the wrong house. Now go, don't stand in front of my door. She waved him off impatiently and went back to her beans. When she denied knowing Qin Shuang, Lin Shi saw a flash of annoyance and a hint of guilt in her eyes. Lin Shi used his mental power to scan the area. He didn't find Qin Shuang inside. She might be at school, but he wasn't sure. Just then, footsteps approached from behind. He saw the man from the family of 3 who died at Qin Shuang's hands in the future. Qin Daqiang approached with a hostile tone. Hey kid, who are you looking for? Lin Shi ignored the malice in his eyes and said calmly, I'm looking for Qin Shuang. Qin Daqiang glanced at Zhang Xiaojun. There's no Qin Shuang here. Now beat it before I beat you. Qin Shuang is a good student. Originally, Qin Daqiang and his wife planned to have her work after middle school. But at graduation, she wasn't even 16, and because she was malnourished, she looked much younger. No one would hire her. Then they heard that with her grades, if she went to high school in town, she'd get free tuition, room, board, and a scholarship. So they let her go to the best school in town. But over time, they realized she was trying to escape their control. Zhang Xiaojun asked her cousin, Zhang Tuifuang, for advice. Her cousin said foster daughters are never truly loyal. If she went to university, she might never come back. So they forced her to drop out. A few months ago, when she turned 16, they shoved her into a job at a restaurant in town. The restaurant owner was Zhang Xiaojun's cousin, Zhang Tuifuang. She could keep an eye on Qin Shuang and send her wages directly to Zhang Xiaojun. During the day, Qin Shuang worked. At night, she did chores and helped their son with his homework. The couple was even planning to marry her off for a large dowry once she was of age. It didn't matter to whom, as long as the price was high. But when they pulled her out of school, they didn't expect her to have so many friends. People kept coming by, trying to convince them to let her go back. Teachers and school officials came too. Qin Daqiang had to threaten them several times before they stopped. Seeing Lin Shi, who looked about her age, they assumed he was another classmate. Naturally, they didn't want him to know her situation. Seeing him just stand there, Qin Daqiang raised a hand as if to strike, trying to scare him off. But as soon as he raised his hand, he felt a sharp pain. His wrist was suddenly caught in Lin Shi's grip. Where is Qin Shuang? The pain made Qin Daqiang explode with rage. He was about to fight back when Ye shouted. Stop! Ye hadn't gone far. She knew what kind of people they were. She didn't want to get involved, but she couldn't stay away. Lin Shi let go of the wrist. His strength was so great that he had nearly crushed it. Qin Daqiang wasn't about to give up. He rolled up his sleeves, but Lin Shi looked at him. A wave of killing intent and invisible mental energy locked onto him. Instantly, Qin Daqiang felt like he was nailed to the spot, unable to move. Realizing he wouldn't get anything from them, Lin Shi decided to come back at night. Ye approached and whispered, I know how to find out where she is. She looked at Zhang Xiaojun. He's my friend. He didn't mean to bother you. She hadn't wanted to interfere, but she couldn't watch Lin Shi get into a fight. With that, she led him away. Zhang Xiaojun saw her and raised her voice. Ye, you finally decided to come back? Is this kid your boyfriend? Her eyes were full of hidden meaning. Ye didn't answer. That brat is useless. Always looking out for herself, even bringing a boy home. Shameless. Ye ignored her aunt's shouting. Lin Shi didn't stop until they were far away. He looked at Ye, his expression slightly annoyed. You know where she is? I don't know exactly where she is right now, but I can go home and ask. My parents should know. Lin Shi studied her. He remembered the cruel things he'd heard about the foster daughter. Lin Shi felt Ye's family situation wasn't much better. Are you and Qin Shuang close? Ye answered seriously. Actually, I came back for her. This village is remote, and people are very sexist. Especially Qin Daqiang and Qin Dezhuang. They're from the mountains. Their ideas are very old-fashioned. Even as a biological daughter, Ye wasn't treated much better. Her parents favored her younger brother, and she was raised only to serve him. Since she was a child, they drilled it into her. Don't forget your family. Make money for your brother. Buy him a big house. Find him a wife. Whenever she questioned them or brought up gender equality, she was beaten. As a kid, she hated her fate. But when Qin Shuang arrived, her perspective changed. Compared to Qin Shuang, the heavens had been merciful to her. Qin Shuang was a nobody in the village. Zhang Xiaojun called her bad girl, slut, or trash. They never used her name. Most villagers had even forgotten what it was. Ye was 8 years older. When Qin Shuang arrived, Ye was 11 and understood things. At first, her aunt and uncle were happy to show off their new daughter. But once her aunt got pregnant with her current brother, Qin Shuang went from a foster daughter to something less than a dog. Truly, less than a dog. Ye had even seen her fighting a dog for food from its bowl. She was caught and beaten mercilessly by Qin Daqiang. Ye often saw her covered in bruises. Every day there was a new injury. They never seemed to heal. Once, it was so bad that Ye didn't see her in the yard for a long time. She heard her parents say Qin Shuang had been beaten so badly her bones were broken, to teach her a lesson. Because her status was so low, even other villagers bullied her, knowing no one would defend her. Ye refused to accept her fate. She tricked her parents into letting her borrow money for university and left. She became somewhat famous online. But whenever she remembered Qin Shuang, she felt a suffocating guilt. She felt that since she had escaped her cage, it was time to help Qin Shuang, the little girl who used to sweetly call her sister. So, when her mother urged her to return, she took the chance. Why are you looking for her? Ye asked. Lin Shi frowned as he listened to her story. He had planned to take her away gently, but now it seemed he should find her first and ask her opinion. Maybe after the apocalypse, he'd find a chance to kill that family of 3. Qin Shuang's resentment was surely no less than in her past life. Plus, he'd never heard her mention this cousin before. Before the apocalypse, Qin Shuang hadn't escaped the Qin family. This meant either Ye was lying, or her plan failed. Lin Shi could easily tell if someone was lying with his mental power. Ye wasn't lying. It was the latter. Her situation was more complicated than he thought. Lin Shi said, I'm here to take her away. What about you? How do you plan to save her? Ye's eyes lit up. That's great. I'm a streamer now. I plan to go live and use the power of the internet to find her biological parents. At least then she'll have a better life, go to school, and change her fate. Lin Shi thought she was too naive. Have you considered that her parents abandoned her or sold her in the first place because they didn't want her? What? She wasn't found on the side of the road. Ye was shocked. That was the story she'd heard from her aunt and uncle since she was a kid. They even pretended to call the police, but no one ever came for her. Lin Shi frowned. Lu Siyue really hadn't been thorough. One more thing. Even if you use the internet to get attention, her foster parents are your relatives. If they team up with your parents against you, do you know what to do? No, my parents wouldn't do that. Ye sounded uncertain. Even if they favored her brother, she was still their daughter. They wouldn't side with her uncle to hurt her, right? But what if they did? Ye felt a chill, but she remained stubborn. I don't know. I'm the main provider. I send home 10,000 a month. Even if they're mad, they won't go too far. Lin Shi smiled. He had seen too much human cruelty. Parents? Some people don't deserve the title. Go home. Ask your parents if they know where she is. I'll wait for your news. After they left, Zhang Xiaojun realized something was wrong with Qin Daqiang. Daqiang, what's wrong? He had been snapped out of his daze by her shaking his arm. Get off me, woman. That hurts. He clutched his swollen wrist in pain. Zhang Xiaojun looked at it. Oh my God. What happened? Was it that kid? Yeah, he squeezed it. That kid is strange. He remembered trying to teach the boy a lesson. Lin Shi's movements had been too fast. He only felt his wrist being caught in a grip like an iron vice. Furious, he tried to resist, But one look from Lin Shi sent a chill down his spine, like ice water being poured over him. That gaze was terrifying. He felt that if he took one more step, he'd be dead. Luckily, he'd been frozen by that look. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been a match for him. Humph. Even Yeye's boyfriend dares to touch you. Zhang Xiaojun was furious, wanting to go to Yeye's house to demand medical expenses. Stop. Where are you going? To find that girl and her boyfriend. I'll skin her alive. Don't go. Give me some ice. Don't let this ruin the boss's plan. Zhang Xiaojun reluctantly turned back, helped him inside, and got some ice while muttering, if it weren't for the boss, I'd have torn her apart. Hasn't been home in years, and now she's acting all high and mighty with her boyfriend. I heard she makes hundreds of thousands a month, but she only sends home 10,000. She's worse than a stranger. What an ungrateful daughter. She must have millions saved up. Placing the ice on his wrist, she whispered, Daqiang, we're helping with the boss's plan this time. He'll give us a cut, right? We're family, after all. Shut up. The boss has a vision. Have you contacted the buyer for your sister? Yes, I found an old guy. Blind in one eye, never married. He heard Yeye is a famous streamer. He's willing to pay 300,000. If we can get that much, it'll be amazing. Zhang Xiaojun was already thinking about selling Qin Shuang for a high price too. Just don't let her escape. Don't worry, she can't. I heard no woman has ever escaped that place. My cousin isn't new to this. What are you worried about? Yeye had no idea, because she'd been gone so long. And because of the rumors of her wealth, her parents and her aunt and uncle were plotting to sell her. She still thought her parents wouldn't go that far. She was completely unaware of the plot. Suddenly, Qin Daqiang had a thought. Right, call your cousin. Tell her not to let that brat come home for a few days. Zhang Xiaojun was annoyed. Why? Afraid she'll run off with her boyfriend? She's fine. If she's not here, who's going to do the laundry? Who's going to clean? And what about Aka's homework? She was frustrated, her grip on the ice uneven. Damn it, you're hurting me. Seeing his wrist was still swollen, he didn't care anymore. He decided to get some medicine. He stood up. I have to tell the boss. The longer we wait, the more can go wrong. We should move soon. After parting with Lin Shi, Yeye returned to the home she hadn't seen in years. Her mother's eyes lit up when she saw her. She welcomed her warmly, helped with her luggage, and shouted into the house, Old man, Yeye's home. Her father walked out, a look of greed and cunning in his eyes as he looked at her. Unfortunately, Yeye was focused on her mother and didn't notice. Good. It's good you're back. Stay and rest for a few days. Why do you only care about work and never come home? Her mother said. All right, that's enough. She just got back. Come on, I've already cleaned your room. Get inside, her father added. Yeye was led to her room. Honestly, after so many years, her parents' sudden warmth felt a bit strange. But then she thought about how long she'd been away and the 200,000 she'd sent home. She felt she deserved it. She provided so much for this family, unlike her brother, who was spoiled and useless. Her parents should finally see that their daughter was just as good as a son. Where's my brother? She asked, looking around. Him? He's been under a lot of pressure at work lately. He's out with friends today. He'll be back tonight. Her parents exchanged a knowing look. In truth, they were afraid their son, who had always bullied her, would let something slip. So they told him to come back later. Yeye entered her old room. He's 20 now. He can't just play around and not study anymore. In a bit, I'll find him a job. If he works hard, making 10,000 a month is easy, her father said. He stopped talking about her, and her mother looked excited. Yeah, what kind of job? Video editing, she replied. The two elders looked confused. All right, we'll talk about it later. You just got back? Rest up. I'll make something delicious for dinner tonight. Yeye suddenly asked. Mom, do you know where Xiao Shuang is working? Why? You want to find her a job too? She's not one of us. Your aunt said she's working at a restaurant in town. Which restaurant? Just then, her father's phone rang. It was his brother. He went out to take it. Yeye asked again, which one, Mom? You didn't finish. It's the spicy Sichuan place in the old district. Your aunt's cousin owns it. Her mother was about to say more when her father returned. He told her to stop bothering Yeye and let her rest. Hurry up with the food. Make something good tonight. Yeye wanted to help, but her father insisted she rest. She didn't push it. She needed to tell Lin Shi where Qin Shuang was. Yeye sent a WeChat message to Lin Shi. Upon receiving it, He immediately took a taxi to the town. Soon, the driver found the restaurant in a small alley in the old district. Lyncher walked in. As soon as he entered, the smell of spicy oil and grease hit him. The floor was so greasy it was uncomfortable. It wasn't dinner time yet, so there was only one table of customers. A middle-aged man approached. "What can I get you?" Lyncher didn't state his purpose. "I'm just looking." Taking advantage of the man turning away, he headed straight for the back kitchen. Behind the kitchen door, he saw Qin Shuang. She was only 16. She was sitting on a dirty plastic stool in front of a large basin filled with clothes, at least 4 people's worth. She didn't look like the strong, resilient person she would become after the apocalypse. She was thin and small, her skin sallow from malnutrition. Her hands were pale from being in the water, and the skin was peeling in places. One of her fingernails was missing, and the raw wound was soaking in soapy water. It must have been incredibly painful, but she didn't seem to feel it, silently scrubbing away. In front of her stood a plump, short-haired middle-aged woman, pointing a finger and spitting as she yelled, "Why do you always have that look on your face? It's an honor that I'm letting you wash my clothes. Don't think you're done just because the dishes are finished. Once you're done with the laundry, mop the floors upstairs. If they're not clean, don't even think about dinner. Your father said you're staying here for a few days to clean out that trash room upstairs. I'm feeding you and giving you a place to stay. You've got it good, you little brat." The woman seemed to be venting some unknown anger. Even though Qin Shuang didn't respond, she kept going. "Looking at your miserable face just makes me mad. Your father said some guy came looking for you today. So you've already learned how to hook up with men, huh? You're disgusting. Don't you dare try anything funny here, you hear me? Or I won't let you off easy. Do you understand?" Seeing her still silent, the woman grew even more furious. She kicked the stool Qin Shuang was sitting on. Zhang Tuifuang had heard she was staying for a few days and was in a bad mood, so she took it out on her. After all, Qin Shuang always took it and never fought back. Caught off guard, she fell to the floor. She was used to this and knew what was coming. As she fell, her first instinct was to protect her head, but the expected pain didn't come. Instead, there was a loud crash, followed by a deep, warm male voice. "Come with me." Zhang Tuifuang was about to kick her when her plump body was sent flying by a powerful kick. She crashed into a pile of pots and pans with a deafening noise. The man from the front rushed in. "Honey, what happened? Did you trip?" Zhang Tuifuang looked around. Qin Shuang was gone, as if she had never been there. And Lyncher? She hadn't even seen him. She was both furious and terrified. Magic! That brat used magic. Just then, the old ceiling fan wobbled and fell, hitting her right on the head. A piercing scream echoed through the alley. Lyncher carried Qin Shuang, moving swiftly through the narrow alleys. She was lighter than he expected, so thin she felt almost fragile. Only when they were clear of the alleys did he stop. She opened her eyes, looking dazed. He set her down, ready to give his prepared introduction, but she spoke first, her face full of shock. "Are you Lyncher?" He was stunned. Unless Yaya had told her, there was no way she should know his name. She lowered her head, her hands clenched in anxiety. I saw you in my dreams. Lately, I've been having these strange dreams. They're like a fast-forward of my future. In them, I'm 18 and still haven't escaped the Qin family's hell. In the dream, I overheard Zhang Xiaojun and Qin Daqiang plotting to sell me to the mountains as a breeding tool. Just as I was ready to die taking them with me, the apocalypse began. All technology failed. There was no power, no electronics, no transport. The world became cold and frozen. And that same day, I felt a power that shouldn't belong to me. In later dreams, I learned it was a gene lock. Society was in chaos, and I had a chance to run. But after years of abuse, how could I just let them go? I waited for my chance for revenge. One day, in an abandoned shop, I saw a man leading a giant panda. For some reason, the moment I saw that masked man, I knew he could change my life. I intentionally provoked Qin Jingqiu, my brother, who loved to torment me. He fell for it. He went into the shop and saw the man eating a meat bun. Everything went as I planned. The Qin family targeted him, and I got my chance to kill Qin Daqiang, Zhang Xiaojun, and Qin Jingqiu. I thought he'd find me disgusting and evil, but he just said, "What does you killing your relatives have to do with me? Besides, some people don't deserve to be parents." Since I was a kid, Every time I talked back, they called me ungrateful. I was taught that I could never repay the debt of being raised. For the first time, I felt understood. It gave me the courage to keep living. After that dream, all the others were about that man. At first, his name was Lier Heo. Later, it was Lin Shi. In the dreams, I found my biological mother and tried to become strong just to be closer to him, until I could finally stand as his equal. You might not believe me, but I've been dreaming about you every day. I don't know why. I'm not lying. I really. She stammered, her story sounding more absurd the more she spoke. She looked down, unable to continue. Even though the dreams felt so real, dreaming of the future was too strange. Anyone would think she was crazy or stupid. Who would believe such a ridiculous story? Only the fact that the person before her had the same aura as the man in her dreams, though much younger, made her feel a strange sense of familiarity and safety. Could those dreams be real? She shook her head, trying to dismiss the impossible thought. In her dreams, she hadn't met him at this time. It was just a dream. It had to be. She tried to convince herself, but she felt empty and miserable. Lin Shi listened and quickly realized the possibility. The treasure basin had said that after using the reverse the universe ability, there was a tiny chance someone might remember the previous timeline. Returning to the past from a certain point could cause those with special constitutions to recall fragments of the 8 years that followed. It could be a short memory, a fragment, or even everything. In Qin Shuang's case, he believed she was remembering through her dreams. It was just that the future was so hard to believe that she struggled to accept it. This made things easier. It saved him from having to explain who he was. You're not wrong. My name is Lin Shi. I can tell you now that everything in your dreams actually happened. For a special reason, everything has returned to the starting point. If you want to hear it, I can tell you everything. Do you want to come with me? He asked seriously. This Qin Shuang was so different from the fierce, decisive tyrant of the base, or even the version he first met who was weak but cruel. Right now, she was just a girl full of insecurity, fear, and self-loathing. She looked up in shock. Really? Everything I dreamed was real? You're really Lin Shi? He nodded. Can I really go with you? Suddenly, her eyes were red. She wanted to leave so badly. To leave this hell that had tortured her for years. But seeing her dirty clothes staining his clean ones, she looked down. Seeing the grease and stains on her chest, she instinctively tried to cover them up. She felt like a pile of mud that would only stain him. If the dream was real, how could someone like her be worthy of standing beside someone so extraordinary? Could she really become like the person in her dreams? Lin Shi sensed her insecurity and spoke in the same tone he used when they first met the tyrant and the giant panda. If you want to, I'll take you away. His voice was gentle, carrying a strange power that brought her peace. She had never heard such a gentle voice, even in her dreams. She looked carefully at his handsome, clean face. She felt that even looking at him was a form of disrespect. But she truly didn't want to stay here anymore. If anyone in this world could save her, it was him. She took a deep breath, gathering all the courage she had. If sound had power, she used all of hers. Yes, I want to. Lin Shi smiled. Let's go. He walked out of the alley, and she hurried to follow him like a frightened fawn. Leaving the restaurant, he took her to a shop. Her clothes were old, ragged, and didn't fit. Plus, she was wet and dirty from her fall. His clothes were a bit stained too. He planned to buy her some decent clothes. She felt awkward. She had never been to a shop, never bought new clothes. She hadn't even dared to step inside one. Everything she wore was a hand-me-down from Yaya. Today, being pulled into a shop by Lin Shi and seeing all the girls dressed so neatly and beautifully, she kept her head down, trying to hide. She was afraid of being judged, of being laughed at, of embarrassing him. But he didn't give her a chance to hide. He pulled her straight inside. He took her to a trendy boutique. The sales clerk was sharp and saw that Lin Shi wasn't short on cash, so she enthusiastically showed them the latest styles. When it came to trying them on, Qin Shuang saw the price tags and almost didn't dare to proceed. Despite his insistence, she tried to pick the cheapest one. Lin Shi simply bought all the ones he liked and told her to wear one immediately. Then, he changed into a new set of clothes himself. He took her to buy shoes and other essentials. He even took her to get her hair done. After the makeover, she looked like a completely different person from the girl in the kitchen. Though she was still shy and thin, her beauty was starting to show. Hidden beneath it all, Qin Shuang's eyes were beautiful, her features delicate. It was only because of malnutrition and overwork that she looked so gaunt, her skin sallow. From her initial panic and refusal to a tense acceptance, Qin Shuang ultimately just followed quietly behind Lin Shi. That should be enough. Let's see if we're missing anything. Once Qin Shuang's ID was sorted out, Lin Shi planned to take her back to High City, so he didn't buy too much. They could buy whatever they needed once they got there. Hearing Lin Shi's question, Qin Shuang snapped out of her daze and shook her head repeatedly. No need. It's already too much. She turned around, stealing a glance at her reflection in the mirror. The glass reflected a delicately dressed, adorable girl. If she hadn't seen it with her own eyes, Qin Shuang wouldn't have believed she could look this pretty. Everything that had happened today, right up to this moment, still felt like a dream to her. All right, let's go find you a place to stay first. Lin Shi hoisted a bunch of bags and led Qin Shuang straight to a rental agency. Since Qin Shuang didn't have an ID card, any decent hotel would require one for registration. As for the shady hotels, they were prone to hidden cameras and poor hygiene. So, Lin Shi opted to just rent an apartment. He had a fair amount of savings from before, and Lin Mingjin had given him quite a bit, so renting a place was a breeze. With money, you could make anything happen. Lin Shi slipped the agent a nice tip and easily rented a satisfactory 2-bedroom, 1 living room apartment with 2 bathrooms. It was fully furnished, newly renovated, and ready to move in with just a suitcase. Qin Shuang carried her things, following silently behind Lin Shi. Viewing the place, signing the lease, paying the rent, and seeing the agent off took less than an hour. Incredible efficiency. Seeing Lin Shi pick out a spacious, brightly lit room with an en-suite bathroom for her, Qin Shuang still felt like it wasn't real. Go ahead and tidy up your room. I'm going out to buy some daily necessities. Until we get your ID sorted out, we'll just stay here for now. Lin Shi turned and left the apartment. Hearing the door click shut, Qin Shuang finally felt like she had returned to reality. As if drained of all her strength, she slumped to the floor and covered her face. It's not a dream. It's real. It's real. Lin Shi left the apartment, swung by a diner to grab 2 portions of dinner, and then headed back. In the empty stairwell with no cameras, he pulled out 2 sets of bedding, along with toothbrushes, toothpaste, towels, and various personal items. Sha City was still hot in September, so there was no need for thick blankets. Otherwise, Lin Shi wouldn't have been able to bring everything back in one trip. Qin Shuang opened the door and, seeing Lin Shi carrying so much stuff, hurriedly scrambled to help him take it. The two of them had a simple meal with the food Lin Shi brought back. Qin Shuang was still very timid. Lin Shi noticed that Qin Shuang had been crying, but he didn't know how to comfort girls. He needed a strong helper. Qin Shuang probably remembered a little bit about what would happen 8 years later, but since she recalled it through a dream, she still doubted its authenticity. Plus, the dream might be incomplete, which was why it felt unreal and hard to accept as actual memories. Thinking this over, Lin Shi recounted everything, from their first meeting 3 years in the future to all the events involving her. He detailed every little thing, watching Qin Shuang's expression as he spoke. In the last war for survival, humanity was almost certainly doomed to fail. I destroyed the primordial pillar and simultaneously traveled back 8 years to the present. Lin Shi laid out all his memories regarding Qin Shuang. Her dream was indeed incomplete, but as Lin Shi recounted what was to come, she felt the vague, blurry images in her mind gradually becoming clear. The fragmented dreams quickly pieced themselves together into complete memories. Qin Shuang sank into deep thought, as if experiencing a sudden epiphany. Lin Shi watched as Qin Shuang's eyes shifted from their initial timid inferiority to a calm, unwavering resolve. Her entire aura was slowly transforming. He smiled in satisfaction. Very good. That's exactly it. Seeing Qin Shuang in this state of enlightenment, Lin Shi didn't disturb her and got up to head out to the balcony. Under a balcony full of stars, Lin Shi called Lin Mingjin to let him know he was safe and to check on the situation. Lin Mingjin mentioned he had already contacted Pan Zhongming and would be heading back to the factory tomorrow. Lin Mingjin was going to wait for the events of his past life to replay, find evidence of Shun Fanrin or Shun Jinbin plotting against the employees, and then use that evidence to force Shin Fanren's hand. After that, he'd catch all of his lackeys in one fell swoop. With Lin Mingjin's strength, unless he was directly facing hidden aristocratic families or government forces, it wouldn't be a problem at all. Even if he encountered an unexpectedly strong opponent, Gigi was still on standby to provide backup. Lin Shi hung up the phone, feeling reassured, and began to think of a way to solve Qin Shuang's identity issue. Qin Shuang hadn't gotten her ID card yet. He could go back to Qin Dagong's house to get the household register to make one for her, but Qin Shuang wasn't actually a member of the Qin family. Getting her an ID under their name wouldn't solve anything. So, he had to find another way. Lin Shi returned to the living room. Qin Shuang was fully awake now. Seeing Lin Shi, her eyes were filled with complex emotions. Lin Shi, what do you plan to do next? Excellent. It seemed Qin Shuang had remembered almost everything. This made things much easier. Lin Shi told her, here's what you're going to do next. The following day, the Sha City police received a report from a teenage girl, stating that 13 years ago, she was illegally sold by her biological mother to a rural family in Sha City and had been abused for 13 years. To play along with the plan, Qin Shuang deliberately wore her torn, worn-out clothes. The police quickly summoned Qin Dagong and Zhang Xiaojun to the station. Faced with Qin Shuang's statement, Qin Dagong and his wife naturally denied everything. Zhang Xiaojun sat on the floor, wailing and pointing at Qin Shuang. Oh my God, we worked so hard to raise you, and this is how you repay us. Xiao Shuang, treating your parents like this, doesn't your conscience hurt? I don't want to live anymore. This wretched girl wants to run off with a man, and now she's pulling this stunt, accusing us of human trafficking and child abuse. How can I ever show my face again? Meanwhile, Qin Dagong frantically explained to the police, Comrade Police, could you please check the police records from back then? We saw this poor girl on the side of the road and took her in. We reported it to the police back then. We really didn't do anything illegal. Qin Dagong lied, claiming they had picked Qin Shuang up on the side of the road, rather than buying her on the cheap from Lu Xiyue. They claimed that since no one claimed Qin Shuang, they took her in. Zhang Xiaochuan cried and complained, calling Qin Shuang an unfilial daughter who wanted to run away with a man, a traitor to the family. The police frowned. They pulled up the old police report, and sure enough, it matched Qin Dagong's story. They immediately began to doubt the authenticity of Qin Shuang's report. Qin Shuang and Lin Shi had anticipated this situation because Qin Shuang had actually gone to the police station to report them when she was little. Back then, Qin Dagong and his wife had told the police the exact same lie. In the end, the incident concluded with the couple beating Qin Shuang half to death. She almost died that time, and even had her leg broken. Having learned her lesson, Qin Shuang no longer wanted to rely on the police, but instead wanted to find a chance to escape on her own. The tense atmosphere was completely different from before. Zhang Xiaochuan narrowed her eyes, shooting a vicious glare that only Qin Shuang could see. Qin Shuang ignored her and turned to show the police officer the scars on her arms and shoulders. These wounds, usually hidden by her sleeves, varied in size, old and new overlapping, making even the experienced officer take a sharp breath. Seeing this, Zhang Xiaochuan wailed, "This child just won't listen. We're her parents. What's wrong with disciplining her? Ever since we had our son, she hasn't done a single decent thing all day. She blames us for not being her biological parents, blames us for favoring her little brother, and constantly hits and scolds him behind our backs. Boo-hoo. My husband and I really had no other choice but to hit her. She resents us and always talks back." Zhang Xiaochuan blatantly denied the truth, with Qin Dagong chiming in beside her. But the police officer wasn't an idiot and didn't believe them so easily. Even if Qin Shuang was stubborn or made mistakes, the scars on her body were accumulated over many years. If they truly loved their daughter, how could they beat her so savagely? This was no different from trying to beat the girl to death. "Mr. Police Officer, I've been doing chores since I was little. It's not like they said that I do nothing at all. I've never hit my little brother either. They've been abusing me since I was a kid. I used to be a student at the county high school, and I had great grades. My teachers said I'd have no problem getting into a top university. But because I turned 16, they stopped letting me go to school and forced me to work for their relatives. Their relatives beat me too." Qin Shuang held out her crippled hands. Her fingers, missing nails and infected, looked absolutely horrifying. As the saying goes, the fingers are connected to the heart. These wounds clearly hadn't been treated in time, leading to severe infection. Qin Dawang was about to say something, but Qin Shuang cut him off. I have my homeroom teacher's contact info. She can prove that I was forced to drop out. The police officers' faces turned stern. If Qin Shuang's words were true, then Qin Dawang and his wife had intentionally abused a minor. However, that wouldn't be enough to get Qin Shuang out of the Qin family, because she had no other guardian. Even if the couple were punished, the severity would be very limited, and Qin Shuang would still have to continue living under their control. As for her dropping out of school, that was a family matter, and the police couldn't intervene. Therefore, Qin Shuang unleashed her final move. Also, Mr. Police Officer, they're lying. I know where my biological mother is. She's the one who sold me to this couple. Please help me contact my real mother. Qin Shuang provided Lu Siyue's name and the phone number Lin Shi had given her. Qin Shuang already knew and had accepted the fact that Lin Shi had been living with her biological mother since the apocalypse. She had realized early on that someone like Lu Siyue didn't even deserve to be a mother. If Lu Siyue had treated her own flesh and blood like this, how could she be kind to someone else's child? Thinking it over, Qin Shuang actually felt sympathy for Lin Shi, who had lived with Lu Siyue since childhood. When Qin Shuang found out that Lu Siyue had caused the death of Lin Shi's adoptive father, her hatred for that woman only deepened. Qin Shuang swore to herself that this time, she wouldn't let Lu Siyue harm Lin Shi, nor would she let the Qin couple die so easily. Qin Dawang and his wife had originally thought that if Qin Shuang could prove they abused her, it would be a bit troublesome. But the moment Qin Shuang said she knew where her biological mother was and had contacted the police, the two exchanged a glance, their eyes filled with contempt. Qin Shuang was so young back then. Even if she had a vague memory of her mother's face, in this vast sea of humanity, decades had passed, and people change. Finding someone from the past was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Besides, that person didn't even want to acknowledge Qin Shuang as her daughter in the first place. So even with the police's help, it would be incredibly difficult for Qin Shuang to find that woman. Therefore, the two weren't afraid at all. They secretly plotted in their hearts that once this was over, they would definitely beat this cheap little bitch Qin Shuang half to death. Sure enough, the police officer thought the same as Qin Dawang and his wife. He said, "Little girl, you probably haven't seen your mother in over a decade. This search is going to be very difficult." Seeing how pitiful Qin Shuang looked, the officer didn't want to be too brutally honest. He was afraid this poor girl would break down. If they couldn't find another guardian, they could only process Qin Dawang and his wife for child abuse. If this couple was truly as Qin Shuang described, then Qin Shuang's future would be even more miserable. "No, I know exactly where my biological mother is right now," Qin Shuang said resolutely. Yesterday, when Lu Siyue heard Lin Mingjin suddenly say he wanted to go back to work at the factory, she was overjoyed. She even specially prepared a candlelit dinner to celebrate. The next morning, she had planned to sleep in until she woke up naturally. Who would have thought she'd be jolted awake bright and early by a jarring phone call? "Excuse me, is this Ms. Lu Siyue?" "Yes, speaking. This is the Sha City Police Station. We have a young woman here claiming to be your daughter. She is accusing you of being involved in the death of her parents and the crime of human trafficking. We request that you come to the Sha City Police Station to cooperate with the investigation." Lu Siyue was dumbfounded when she heard it was the Sha City Police Station calling. Listening further to the accusations from someone claiming to be her daughter and the charges of human trafficking, Lu Siyue almost thought it was a scam call. She kept checking the phone number on the screen to confirm. Do you have the wrong person? Decades of living in luxury, pouring all her energy into Lin Mingjin and Lin Shi, and now adding Xin Fanren to the mix, had made her long forget that she even had a daughter. Your name is Lu Siyue, correct? Registered residence in Lijiaking? That's not wrong. This number was provided by your daughter. Please come to the Sha City Police Station to cooperate with the investigation, the officer on the other end reiterated. Lu Siyue stammered a reply. Only after hanging up did she slowly recall that, a dozen or so years ago, she did seem to have a daughter. What was her name again? Xiao Shuang. Because her husband died young, less than a few months after his passing, Lu Siyue wanted to abandon her daughter to find a new life, but her mother-in-law stopped her, absolutely refusing to let her leave. Finally, after escaping her mother-in-law, Lu Siyue wanted to throw away this burden. So, she took Qin Shuang somewhere else, found a couple looking to adopt, and sold Qin Shuang to them for cheap. Along the way, she made enough money to travel to High City. Lu Siyue had no idea what happened to that little girl back then. She simply never thought about it. Now, receiving a call from the police station, she gradually remembered the incident. The more she thought about it, the more anxious she became. Wait, that's not right. I sold her when she was only 3 years old. How could she remember what I look like? How could she know I'm in High City? And there's absolutely no way she could know my phone number. Lu Siyue glanced at the phone that had just rung. What a joke from the police station. She called back. A moment later, Lu Siyue confirmed that the call was real. Someone is actually reporting me. Someone definitely wants to ruin me. It's highly likely that couple. They got my phone number and want to use the past to frame me. But even this reasoning felt a bit forced. Lu Siyue thought about it for a long time and finally decided to go to Sha City to see for herself who exactly was trying to harm her. Besides, Xin Fanren had been planning to make a move on Lin Mingjun these past few days. It would be good for her to get out of town and lay low for a bit. Thinking this, Lu Siyue called Xin Fanren. Fanren, I have something to discuss with you. It's like this. Could you lend me a few bodyguards? By the time Lu Siyue arrived in Sha City, 3 days had passed. During these 3 days, Qin Shuang hadn't gone out, staying inside the apartment Lin Shi had rented. Because Qin Daguang's wrist was injured, and Zhang Xiaochuan was detained by the police for beating Qin Shuang, Qin Daguang had spent the last 3 days frantically searching everywhere for Qin Shuang. He was furious. He wanted to find Qin Shuang and beat the living daylights out of her, to teach her a lesson. For 3 days, Qin Daguang went to Qin Shuang's school, hovered around the restaurant where she used to work, and even staked out the police station all day, but he still couldn't find her. This made Qin Daguang even more enraged. He almost went to the police station to file a missing person report. By now, Qin Daguang had made up his mind. Once this mess was over, he was going to sell Qin Shuang off to the mountains. He wanted to sell Qin Shuang to the ugliest, most disgusting man he could find. Qin Shuang had no idea that Qin Daguang was frantically looking for her, and even if she did, she wouldn't have cared. During the 3 days waiting for Lu Siyue, Lin Shi brought out the gene serum to help Qin Shuang unlock her genetic potential. Qin Shuang's health was very weak, so in 3 days, she only managed to unlock the first-tier gene lock. Pushing it any faster would damage Qin Shuang's already frail body. They could only take it slow, waiting for her body to recover with the help of medicine before using faster methods to advance. After unlocking the first-tier gene lock, Qin Shuang's external wounds healed much faster. On the afternoon of the 4th day, the two received a call from the police station. And so, Qin Shuang appeared at the police station once again. When Qin Daguang saw Qin Shuang show up, his eyes bulged with rage, his fists cracking loudly. Anyone could see how furious Qin Daguang was, so the police immediately led him a bit further away from Qin Shuang. Today, Qin Shuang was still wearing her old clothes, the injured spots on her hands still wrapped in bandages. Because the wounds on her hands had completely healed, Qin Shuang didn't want anyone to notice. Before long, Lu Siyue walked into the police station, accompanied by a bodyguard in plain clothes. As Lu Siyue stepped into the police station, the first person she saw was Qin Daguang. He looked much older than he did over a decade ago. Lu Siyue still retained a faint impression of him. But when Lu Siyue's gaze fell upon Qin Shuang, who was huddled in the corner, a look of sheer disgust flashed in her eyes. When Qin Shuang was 3 years old, even though she didn't live a life of luxury, she was still fair and chubby like any normal child. But now, if Qin Shuang hadn't unlocked her gene lock and recovered some of her spirit, Lu Siyue would have barely recognized her own daughter. Wearing tiny, filthy, ill-fitting clothes, with messy hair, she looked like she hadn't bathed in 10 days. Qin Shuang's appearance was no different from the impoverished girls Lu Siyue had seen before. Just glancing at Qin Shuang, Lu Siyue hastily turned her face away, displaying utter disgust and contempt. Qin Shuang noticed this. Lu Siyue's attitude today was the complete opposite of their encounter a few years ago at the Sha City base. Back then, when Lu Siyue arrived in Sha City, Qin Shuang was already a highly gifted evolver holding an officer's rank in the base. Knowing Qin Shuang's status, Lu Siyue only wanted to suck up to her, wanting to use her own daughter. But now, not only was Qin Shuang dressed in rags and filthy, but she also reeked of a peasant, something Lu Siyue despised to her very core. To Lu Siyue, the current Qin Shuang was an obstacle to her wealthy lifestyle, a burden, a disgrace. "Officer, I am Lu Siyue. Please tell me what is going on here." The officer began the interrogation according to procedure. Lu Siyue adamantly denied selling her daughter. Even though blood relations couldn't be faked, she still claimed that she once had a daughter with her ex-husband. But the child died young. "After that, I started a new family, so I didn't go looking for my daughter anymore. Is it illegal for me not to look for my daughter?" Lu Siyue asked back without a hint of fear. "Then do you know these two people?" The officer pointed at Qin Dogwang and Zhang Xiaochuan, who had just been brought in from the holding cell. "I live in High City. How would I know these old peasants?" Lu Siyue sneered at the Qin couple. Qin Dogwang and his wife also adamantly denied knowing Lu Siyue. However, upon hearing Lu Siyue's contemptuous words and noticing the expensive clothes she was wearing, a glint of greed flashed in Qin Dogwang's eyes. "Then take a look. Is this the daughter you lost?" The officer brought Qin Shuang in front of Lu Siyue. Qin Shuang raised her head to look at Lu Siyue. This time, there wasn't a single ripple of emotion in her heart. She calmly looked at the woman who was 100 times more put together and beautiful than in her memories. There was no expression on Qin Shuang's face. Knowing she couldn't deny it, Lu Siyue suppressed her disdain and observed Qin Shuang closely. After staring for a few moments, she couldn't help but say, "It's been so many years, I don't recognize her. Stay away from me. You smell like death." The officer frowned at Lu Siyue's attitude. "Then let's do a DNA test first." And so, Qin Shuang and Lu Siyue, who was trying hard to suppress her disgust, went to the hospital to provide samples for a DNA test. Lin Shi secretly followed them from a distance. This time, Lu Siyue had come with 4 bodyguards, though only one had entered the police station with her. Lin Shi knew exactly where these bodyguards came from. 3 of them were ordinary mercenaries, while the last one, the one who had accompanied Lu Siyue into the station, was a Tier 1 evolver. That little bit of strength was nothing against Qin Shuang, so Lin Shi felt very at ease letting Qin Shuang handle it herself. Lin Shi thought for a moment, took out his phone, and texted Qin Yeye again. 3 days had passed. Since the message reporting Qin Shuang's location on the first day, Lin Shi hadn't received any more news from Qin Yeye. This made Lin Shi worry that something might have happened to her. Not long after, Qin Shuang and Lu Siyue appeared at the hospital entrance. The forensic results would take at least 3 days. The police requested that Lu Siyue stay in Sha City for a couple of days. Lu Siyue, treating it like a vacation, casually said, "Come with me." Lu Siyue pointed at Qin Shuang. She guessed that Qin Shuang was indeed the child she had abandoned 13 years ago. Lin Mingjin was about to die, and she was about to marry into a wealthy family. She couldn't let Qin Shuang come back to her side. Even if Shen Fanrin liked a gentle wife, it didn't mean he liked raising someone else's stepdaughter. Therefore, she absolutely had to get rid of Qin Shuang. Realizing her tone was too harsh, Lu Siyue added, "Look at how tattered your clothes are. I'll buy you a new outfit." Qin Shuang saw the malice flash across Lu Siyue's face. She flatly refused. No need. With that, she turned and walked away. Across the street, Qin Dogwang stood behind a utility pole, staring intently at them. Seeing Qin Shuang leave alone, Qin Dogwang hesitated, then decided not to follow her, but instead approached Lu Siyue. Lu Siyue was secretly cursing Qin Shuang for being ungrateful, trying to figure out a way to make Qin Shuang disappear from this world. Suddenly, the bodyguard beside her warned, "Madam, someone is approaching." Lu Siyue turned around and saw Qin Dogwang coming closer. Her perfectly shaped eyebrows furrowed, and she hissed, "Idiot." Then, she immediately led her people to a secluded spot. They quickly arrived at an alley with no surveillance cameras. Her men guarded the entrance, preventing anyone from getting close. Lu Siyue brought her 4 bodyguards. Seeing how shrewd Lu Siyue was, Qin Dogwang cut straight to the chase. "Xiao Shuang's mother, long time no see, huh?" Lu Siyue absolutely loathed being addressed like that. She snapped, "If you have something to say, spit it out. Otherwise, get lost. Do you know there are cameras around? If people find out I know you, do you want to go to jail? Haha. For a miserable wretch like me, going to jail is just a vacation. But you, a fairy like you, how could you be like us, rolling around in the dirt? These words made Lu Siyue scowl. Qin Dagwang continued, you're a straightforward person, so I'll be blunt. Your daughter has caused us so much trouble, and my arm was even broken by your son. I'm not asking for much. Give me a sum of money, and I'll say I picked the kid up off the street. It'll have nothing to do with you. Whatever happens in the future won't involve you. How about it? Qin Dagwang held up one finger. Lu Siyue wasn't stupid. She immediately understood that Qin Dagwang was trying to blackmail her. 100,000. Dream on. When I sold my daughter to you back then, I didn't even ask for 100,000. Hearing Qin Dagwang's price, Lu Siyue was so furious she almost lost her mind on the spot. She had only gotten a few bucks for selling Qin Shuang back then, and now this guy had the nerve to come here and extort her? But Lu Siyue didn't expect that Qin Dagwang wanted more than just 100,000. If she could afford to hire 4 bodyguards, how could he only ask for 100,000? You misunderstand. With your status, 100,000 is pocket change. I want 1,000,000. Qin Dagwang rubbed his rough hands together. My wife is locked up in the police station right now because of that damn brat. Just give me 1,000,000, and I'll take care of everything. I'll shoulder all the blame. Furthermore, however you want to deal with the girl, I'll make sure it's done to your satisfaction. Qin Dagwang appeared humble, but he was actually playing a sure hand. If Lu Siyue still considered Qin Shuang her daughter, she wouldn't have sold her to them in the first place, let alone adamantly refused to take her back now. Today at the police station, Qin Dagwang had also seen Lu Siyue's attitude toward Qin Shuang. That was why he dared to pull this extortion stunt. What he didn't expect was that Lu Siyue's 4 bodyguards weren't hired by her, but borrowed from Shin Fanren. Lu Siyue didn't have 1,000,000, but Shin Fanren did. Even if the police found evidence that Lu Siyue had sold her child, she wouldn't necessarily face any consequences. Therefore, Qin Dagwang's threat was of no concern to Lu Siyue. What truly bothered Lu Siyue was that if the mother-daughter relationship between her and Qin Shuang was confirmed, the responsibility of guardianship would fall on her head. Lu Siyue was maintaining the image of a weak, gentle woman beside Shin Fanren. She couldn't order Shin Fanren's bodyguards to kill someone. These men were only tasked with protecting her. Because of this, Lu Siyue just wanted to get rid of the trouble that was Qin Shuang. At first, Lu Siyue planned to have her bodyguards beat Qin Dagwang up and leave, but Qin Dagwang's words gave her an idea. Can you help me make that girl disappear from this world? Lu Siyue asked quietly. Qin Dagwang's eyes lit up, seeing hope. I can. As long as you pay enough, I guarantee that girl will never appear in front of you again. I don't want her just staying in the countryside, Lu Siyue said. Qin Dagwang patted his chest and promised that as long as Lu Siyue paid enough, he would make Qin Shuang disappear. He would just use the same methods on Qin Shuang that he used on Qin Yeye. Then before the forensic results come out, make her disappear. I'll give you an advance deposit of 100,000. Once it's done, I'll pay you the rest. Over the years, Lin Mingjin had given Lu Siyue quite a bit of money, and she had about 300,000 or 400,000 on hand. Parting with 100,000 pained her, but thinking that as long as she solved the Qin Shuang problem, she would become a wealthy madam in the future. At that point, 100,000 would be nothing. So, she generously agreed to withdraw the cash for Qin Dagwang tomorrow. As for the remaining 900,000, Lu Siyue had absolutely no intention of paying it. Qin Dagwang and Lu Siyue agreed on a location for the transaction and left satisfied. Lu Siyue also led her bodyguards in the opposite direction. Both of them were eagerly looking forward to what would happen next. Lu Siyue was looking forward to getting rid of the Qin Shuang problem at the cheapest price. Qin Dagwang, on the other hand, was looking forward to not only receiving 1,000,000 from Lu Siyue, but also making an extra sum from selling Qin Shuang. He immediately went to contact a buyer. Meanwhile, after Qin Shuang rejected Lu Siyue, she quickly met up with Lin Shi again. Seeing Qin Shuang return, Lin Shi immediately asked about Qin Yeye. Qin Shuang, do you know the situation with your older cousin, Qin Yeye? Cousin. Qin Shuang had to think for a moment before recalling this person from her memories. I know her, but not very well. She left the village many years ago. Lin Shi recounted how he had gone looking for Qin Shuang in the village a few days ago, met Qin Yi, and explained the purpose of her return this time. Qin Yi had originally intended to help Qin Shuang, but there had been no contact from her for the past few days. More importantly, in Qin Shuang's memories of the past 8 years, Qin Yi was completely absent. Qin Shuang's memories of Qin Yi stopped at childhood. Lin Shi thought for a moment, then said to Qin Shuang, "Your cousin might be in trouble." "My cousin might be in trouble?" Qin Shuang's face paled. Lin Shi and Qin Shuang headed back to the village. At Qin Shuang's house, Qin Daguang still hadn't returned, and Zhang Xiaochuan was still in custody. Qin Shuang and Lin Shi went to knock on Qin Daguang's door. "Who is it?" Mother Qin's voice, Qin Yi's mother, rang out from the courtyard after the knocking. Qin Shuang continued to knock. Not long after, Mother Qin cautiously opened the door a crack. Seeing it was Qin Shuang, her eyes widened. Then she scowled and said, "You damn brat. You finally know how to come back. Your father has been going crazy looking for you these past few days." Mother Qin only opened the door a crack, but Qin Shuang forcefully pushed it open and stepped into the courtyard. "What are you doing, girl?" Mother Qin tried to drag Qin Shuang out, but Qin Shuang dodged her. Qin Shuang walked straight into the house, asking as she went, "Where is my cousin?" "What cousin? Hasn't your cousin been gone for years? You wicked girl, what are you doing here? Go home." "People in the village said my cousin came back a few days ago," Qin Shuang said. At this moment, Lin Shi also stepped inside. "Who are you?" "This is my house. Don't just barge in." "You damn brat. Is this your boyfriend? Drag him out right now, or I'm calling the cops." Mother Qin looked flustered and hurriedly yelled at Qin Shuang. "Then go ahead and call them." "Call them right now," Qin Shuang replied coldly. Mother Qin was at a loss for words and had to explain, "That damn girl came back for a few days, got scolded by her father, and left on her own 2 days ago. She's not here anymore. You guys get out." But the moment he stepped into the courtyard, Lin Shi had already used his mental abilities and discovered Qin Yi's location. Qin Yi was in the house, but not in a room. It turned out there was a secret cellar under the Qin family's house. At this moment, Qin Yi was bound hand and foot, gagged, and dying in the underground cellar. Inside, Lin Shi walked into the room. Mother Qin was startled and tried to stop him, but Qin Shuang blocked her. Mother Qin raised her hand to slap Qin Shuang, but Qin Shuang caught it. "You little slut. You brought a strange man here to steal from us, didn't you? Get the hell out." Smack. A crisp slap echoed through the courtyard. Mother Qin was slapped straight to the ground by Qin Shuang. She couldn't believe it. Clutching her red, swollen face, she said angrily, "You dare hit me?" Qin Shuang sneered. "Who do you think you are? Why wouldn't I dare hit you?" She was just an unrelated person who had bullied her since childhood, helping Qin Daguang's family abuse her. Qin Shuang, having recovered her memories, was no longer as weak as before. "I'll kill you." Mother Qin went crazy, scrambling up and lunging at Qin Shuang. Meanwhile, Lin Shi quickly found the cellar hidden by some water barrels. He pushed the water barrels aside and saw Qin Yi lying inside, eyes closed, barely breathing. Qin Yi, having been locked in the dark for 3 days, felt the light shining down from above and trembled in fear. She couldn't believe that her own biological parents would treat her like this. That day, she had heard Mother Qin mention Qin Shuang's whereabouts and immediately informed Lin Shi. Not long after, Mother Qin called Qin Yi for dinner. It was a lavish feast, something her family only ever had during the New Year. When Qin Yi sat down to eat with her parents, she even asked if her little brother was coming home to eat. Hearing that he wasn't, she was even more surprised. This lavish meal was clearly meant for her. At that moment, Qin Yi thought her parents had finally changed for her, that she too could have a happy family like other couples in the city, loved and respected by her parents. But unexpectedly, after finishing the glass of beer Father Qin handed her, she felt dizzy. She passed out. When she woke up, she found herself locked in the underground cellar of her home. For 3 days, Father Qin and Mother Qin took turns interrogating her for her bank card pins, mobile payment passwords, and other assets. They only gave her a sip of water a day. If she didn't talk, they would torture her. Qin Yi never knew her parents could be so terrifying. Her father threatened her, her mother stabbed her arms with safety pins, and her little brother declared that if she didn't talk, he would find some thugs to violate her. In that dark cellar, Qin Ye experienced unprecedented despair. Forced by pain and fear, Qin Ye gave up her bank card pins and mobile payment passwords. She thought that after telling them everything, she would be released. But unexpectedly, for a whole day and night, no one came. And no one let her out. Were they planning to let her starve to death down here? Qin Ye fell into complete despair. In this village, she had no relatives, no friends to come save her. Her friends far away didn't know her hometown, didn't know she was in danger. Just as Qin Ye was preparing to wait for death, there was a noise at the cellar door. Qin Ye opened her eyes. After so many hours in the dark, her eyes struggled to adjust to the sudden light. She could only see a silhouette at the entrance. Terrified, Qin Ye shrank into the corner. The figure jumped down into the cellar. Lin Shi came up to Qin Ye and untied her hands. Qin Ye finally saw clearly who had come. When Lin Shi removed the gag from her mouth, Qin Ye called out emotionally, "Lin Shi." Out in the courtyard, Qin Shuang held Mother Qin back, waiting for Lin Shi to rescue her cousin. Mother Qin, having taken a slap from Qin Shuang, was like a madwoman wanting to tear Qin Shuang apart. Mother Qin was used to hard labor and had a lot of strength, but in front of Qin Shuang, who had unlocked the first tier gene lock, she was nothing. Mother Qin still thought Qin Shuang was the same as before, the girl anyone could hit and scold at will. She lunged forward, but before she could even get close, Qin Shuang kicked her away. After being kicked repeatedly a few times, she lay writhing and screaming on the ground. At this moment, the courtyard door was pushed open again. Qin Dazhuang and Qin Zhengnan arrived. Accompanying them was an unfamiliar middle-aged man in his 40s or 50s. Seeing Mother Qin groaning on the ground, Qin Zhengnan quickly ran over. "Mom, what happened?" Mother Qin shakily pointed at Qin Shuang. "You little bitch. You dare hit my mom." Seeing his mother in so much pain she couldn't speak, yet glaring at Qin Shuang as if her eyes could spit fire, Qin Jingnan's face darkened. He stood up and charged at Qin Shuang, throwing a vicious punch at her face. Qin Shuang was small and slender, making a stark contrast with Qin Jingnan's tall, burly frame. With this punch, anyone would think Qin Shuang was going to take a direct hit and barely be able to stand. Qin Ye, having just been rescued from the cellar by Lin Shi, came out just in time to see her little brother raising his fist to hit Qin Shuang. She screamed in panic, "Stop!" Seeing Qin Ye running over, Qin Zhengnan instinctively paused. Father Qin stepped into the courtyard and slammed the door shut. "Don't stop. Beat that ungrateful little bitch to death." Seeing Lin Shi and Qin Ye come out, Father Qin immediately realized that Qin Shuang had brought an outsider into their home to rescue Qin Ye. "Old Lu, you're in luck today. Add another 50,000, and consider it a buy one get one free deal. Both of these bitches are yours." The middle-aged man called Old Lu was the middleman for selling Qin Ye to the mountains. He pointed at Lin Shi beside Qin Ye. "And this guy too. If you want, I can help you take care of him." "What do I need a boy for?" Old Lu said angrily. "This isn't one of your family members. If we get caught, I won't be able to handle the heat." Qin Dazhuang's face darkened as he looked at Lin Shi. "Don't worry, this kid won't be able to talk. Otherwise, the news of the Qin family selling their daughter will spread everywhere." Following his father's orders, Qin Zhengnan threw a punch at Qin Shuang. Qin Ye hurriedly stepped in front of Qin Shuang to shield her, but having not eaten for 3 days, Qin Ye was so starved her limbs were weak. Dizzy, she almost fell before taking 2 steps. Luckily, Lin Shi caught her arm. Qin Ye hurriedly said to Lin Shi, "Don't worry about me. Hurry up and help Xiao Shuang." But reality unfolded faster than Qin Ye's words. In response to Qin Jingnan's punch, Qin Shuang struck first, sending Qin Zhengnan flying with a single kick. Qin Shuang didn't hold back with this kick. Qin Zhengnan was kicked so hard he slammed into the wall, unable to get up for a long time. Father Qin and Old Lu, who were about to grab Lin Shi, froze in place. Qin Ye looked at Qin Shuang in disbelief. Even though her back still looked thin and frail, was this really her weak little cousin who only knew how to let people bully her? Mother Qin seemed to remember something and hurriedly ran to her son's side to check on him. Seeing Qin Zhengnan in agony, she was both furious and terrified. Pointing at Qin Shuang, she screamed, "This bitch must be possessed. She's not human." Old Qin, beat her to death. A few days ago, she had heard Zhang Xiaochuan talk about how her cousin had been hit in the head with a fan at the restaurant and was still in the hospital, while Qin Shuang had gone missing. Now, seeing Qin Shuang's completely different demeanor, she immediately thought of Zhang Xiaochuan's story. Even Qin Ye didn't understand why Qin Shuang had changed so much, or how her martial arts had suddenly become so formidable. Only Qin Shuang knew that all her changes were thanks to Lin Shi. Lin Shi had once again pulled her out of the abyss, saving her. Those who had casually humiliated her, she would personally take revenge on every single one of them. Qin Dezhuang, stunned but with a resolute look in his eyes, picked up a pitchfork from the courtyard and swung it at Qin Shuang. Qin Shuang easily dodged it, grabbed the handle of the pitchfork, and gave it a hard yank, sending Qin Dezhuang tumbling forward. Qin Dezhuang's head smashed into the concrete steps, his nose and mouth taking the brunt of the impact. Instantly, two of Qin Dezhuang's front teeth were knocked out, and his nose caved in. Blood poured down his face. Qin Shuang delivered a swift kick to Qin Dezhuang's head, knocking him out cold. Mother Qin and Qin Zhengnan scrambled up, looking at Qin Shuang as if they were looking at a demon. The two tried to run out of the courtyard, but Qin Dezhuang had previously locked the gate and barred it with a chain to prevent Qin Ye and Qin Shuang from escaping. With no way out, the two were grabbed by the scruff of their necks by Qin Shuang and thrown back into the courtyard. Qin Zhengnan pulled out his phone and threatened, Don't come any closer. If you come closer, I'll call the cops." "Call them." Qin Zhengnan hesitated. If he called the cops, his whole family would be done for. But if he didn't, he might be beaten to death. "Don't call the cops. Don't call the cops. This has nothing to do with me. Miss, I was wrong this time. I'm sorry. Please let me go." Over the years, old Lu had sold who knows how many girls to the mountains. If he was caught by the police, he'd get a few years in prison at the very least. Taking advantage of the situation, Mother Qin rushed over to Qin Ye. "Ye, hurry up and save your parents and your little brother. We're about to be beaten to death by this bitch Qin Shuang." Qin Ye didn't know where she found the strength, but she shoved Mother Qin away. "Mom, Dad, if Xiao Shuang hadn't brought someone to save me today, I would have either been starved to death by you or sold off. Acting like this, do you even deserve to be parents?" Qin Ye looked coldly at Mother Qin, then shot a hateful glare at old Lu, who was cowering and trembling in the corner. She had just heard Qin Dezhuang say he wanted to sell both her and Qin Shuang. Ever since she was in that cellar, Qin Ye had completely given up on this family. She never expected them to be capable of such evil. Qin Ye knew there were human traffickers who tricked and sold young girls to remote mountainous areas, but those were strangers. How could her own biological parents do something worse than beasts? "I've been doing everything wrong these past few days. Mom was wrong, but we're still flesh and blood. We're each other's closest family. Mom saw that you're getting older and still haven't found a husband, so I just wanted to find you a good marriage so you could enjoy a good life." Hearing Mother Qin spout such shameless words, Qin Ye actually laughed out loud. She couldn't even imagine what would have happened if Qin Shuang and Lin Shi hadn't come looking for her today. Thinking of the days she was tortured, Qin Ye hated the entire Qin family. Tears fell uncontrollably. "Mom, this is the last time I'll call you Mom. I want to ask, we're both your biological children. Why do you treat me like this?" Mother Qin said righteously, "I did it for this family. Your little brother is the only son in the family. He has to carry on the family line. If I didn't think you could help your brother when you grew up, I would have thrown you into the mountains a long time ago. If it weren't for your little brother, would you even be here right now? Our family worked so hard to raise you, yet you hid money, hiding so much money on you. You're truly unfilial and ungrateful." Even at this moment, Mother Qin still believed Qin Ye was in the wrong. If Qin Ye hadn't treated the whole family like enemies, would they have needed to do this? Qin Shuang also found Mother Qin's shameless words laughable. At first, she thought she might try to talk some sense into Mother Qin, but unexpectedly, Qin Ye wiped her tears, looked at Qin Shuang, and said, "Xiao Shuang, they wanted to sell us. So let's just beat them up." After that, everything happened very quickly. Qin Ye didn't soften her heart at all. Following Qin Ye's words, Qin Shuang knocked out Mother Qin and Qin Zhengnan. Then together they tied up Qin Dezhuang as well. Old Lu had come to pick up Qin Ye, so he had a car ready. "Now, That car came in handy. Under Qin Shuang's threat, old Lu loaded Father Qin, Mother Qin, and Qin Zhengnan into the car. To prevent old Lu from letting them go, Lin Shi searched old Lu and took all the money he had intended to give Qin Dazhuang to buy Qin Ye. Old Lu had no choice but to take the loss for the 3 members of the Qin family. The original deal had failed, but he still had these 3 people. Selling them definitely wouldn't be profitable, but their organs were worth money. Although this transaction was risky, the profit was higher. And so, old Lu, on the verge of tears, went from just picking up an obedient girl to having to take the entire Qin family with him. Fortunately, the Qin family lived quite far away, and Qin Dazhuang had intentionally destroyed the only 2 surveillance cameras at the end of the village in order to sell Qin Ye. The Qin family vanished from the village, and no one knew what had happened. Some said that because Qin Dazhuang's daughter had become famous, he followed her to live in the city. Others said the Qin family had accumulated too much bad karma, so the whole family fled. In short, these were just rumors in the village. Seeing Lin Shi and Qin Shuang finish dealing with Father Qin and Mother Qin, Qin Ye couldn't hold on any longer. She fainted. Qin Shuang was a step faster than Lin Shi, as if she had anticipated that Qin Ye would pass out, and quickly caught her in her arms. Lin Shi, let's take my cousin to the hospital.